Welcome, everyone, to the Good Brothers Podcast. I'm, of course,
I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore.
It's inevitable tonight, baby. We gotta talk about him tonight. You don't got a fucking choice. But anyway, welcome to the Four Post Massacre Podcast. I am, of course, your host, Zahia Morgan. With me tonight is a man that went by Buff. It's Bud Bagwell last episode. Mr. Adam Jackpot.
What up? It's Bong Van Dam tonight.
And
Chief J Strongbow last episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck, you've already been doing this gimmick for like 3 weeks now. God damn it. With us tonight, we've got a returning guest with us, mainly because Adam forgot to book a guest for this week, so we had to bring on someone who actually watched these fucking shows. Is none other than the Brit, Mr. HITKID Worldwide.
Welcome
back. Hold on, I've got something to do before I start. I hope you can hear it through my headset.
Okay.
Y'all hear that?
No.
No.
Well, right now I am playing Can You Feel My Heart for a good reason.
Oh my god.
And y'all should know why.
Well, look, look, goddammit, we will get to that in a minute.
That'll be our main event segment.
But boy, do we have some shit to talk about.
We have a lot.
In
terms of fucking wrestling. A lot of...
Yeah, tonight, I was going to run down what we got on deck, Zahia.
I can stay for off this tonight.
We're going to kick it off, of course, with our Dynamite review. Then we're going to go into really the only news segment to talk about this week, because it's the only fucking thing everybody's talking about. You already know what it is. Then we're going to, at least Zahia and our special guest HITKID, at least here, will be giving a rundown of what happened in New Japan over the weekend. And then our main event segment of the week, we're going to do GCW, our first ever GCW review here on the podcast of their double-header Homecoming Weekend event, which also broke the fucking internet.
Yes, it did.
And the wrestling world in general. And I'm still in shock of what happened. But we're going to get to all of that. But we got to kick it off with...
And you missed it, by the way, just to let Adam know. He would have been there, but he missed it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah.
He's angry. I can tell this him off.
Also, this is our 10th episode of the Four Post Massacre Podcast. So, congratulations on that. We're double digits. Double digits.
Hey, look at that. If I'm not mistaken, Hit was our first guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, he was.
Well, look at that. See, I did plan it that way.
You did not. But anyway, it is now time to get to our AEW Dynamite review.
Right. Revolution, the lights and flashing, bang, and Dusty's my dad. Dynamite.
So this is Fyter Fest Night number 2. We are coming off the heels of the first night of Fyter Fest last week, which, in my mind, was one of AEW's best shows ever. So,
yes.
What did Fyter Fest Night 2 live up to the hype? We're about to find out as we get on to our first match of the night, going straight into it. No bullshit. Chris Jericho taking on Shawn Spears in one of his...
It's God!
God damn it. First labor...
The chairman! The Canadian God! Shawn Spears!
I don't go first here. Jesus Christ.
The
chairman.
The first labor for Chris Jericho out of 5. So basically, the stipulation to this one is that Shawn Spears can use a chair, but Jericho, he cannot. So, this one pretty much is how you expected. Shawn is pretty much taunting Jericho with the chair at first. Jericho starts laying the beating on him early, but of course, Shawn, not only with the chair, but he's got Tully there with him, so Tully's constantly getting involved. It seems that Jericho's constantly... Jericho, how is he going to get out of this one? He can't use a chair, and he's constantly having to fight 2 people. So this was like I wouldn't say anything special, but since it was like in the beginning, like it was the first match on the card, a lot of
Opener.
yeah, it was good. People were very much into Jericho here. There was one spot in particular where Jericho did he did a 10 in the corner before doing a Hurricane Rana, and the crowd chanted 10, and I thought that was very funny considering who was in the match. I don't know if the crowd intentionally did that, but I thought that was funny. Near the end of the match, Tully's getting himself involved. Jericho's is pretty much fighting a whole 2-on-1 situation till Sammy Guevara comes down and starts fighting an old man. And he backs up Tully into the ramp. Sean Spears hits a C4, and gets a 2 count. I believe Excalibur said that was the first time anyone has ever kicked out of the C4. So Sean tries to go for a C4, but this time with the chair. But Jericho's having none of that. Sends Sean Spears into a setup chair in the corner. It's the Judas effect. Gets the 3 count. So again, they didn't do a lot. They didn't do anything like spectacular or of much note here, but it was a good match for what it was. People were very hyped for it. Sean and Jericho worked well, and a great resolution on this. But after the match, that's what got people.
Yeah. I'm about to say the match is just a good match, okay? It was a good opener with a crowd. We need to talk about the aftermath.
I'll take it from here.
Go ahead, Adam.
So, already, sadly, the base god got cheated. Jericho turned the lights out, and the match was over. So, sad end on there. Jericho, a fake Canadian. Sean Spears, a real Canadian.
Oh, fuck off!
But regardless of that, because none of that shit matters. Because, here comes MJF. And MJF gets on the mic, and he's all like, well, good for you, Jericho. You made it through the chairman and all that jazz. But it's time for labor number 2.
Wait, you forgot.
And it's going to be...
You forgot the other... He can't have outside interference anymore.
No more outside interference. If any of that bullshit occurs, the labors are automatically over, and the match null and void ain't gonna happen. But next week, or this week, we're gonna have a no disqualification match. And I'm thinking, alright, that sounds pretty cool. Is it gonna be Wardlow? Or Tully even? No. He gets on the mic and he says he's gonna take on the man that's the most sadistic, the most twisted, the most criminal human to ever step foot inside of a ring. This man has stabbed people with a fork. At first I thought, oh shit, homicide's about to show up. But then he said this man even robbed a bank with no mask on.
And at this point, when we all flipped to shit.
At this point, I'm completely dumbfounded. Because then it's Nick fucking Gage! And Nick Gage shows up on the stage. And sadly, there's no for whom the bell tolls, whatever, I don't give a shit. And Nick Gage got a pizza cutter, and he's talking about carving Jericho up, and Jericho is fucking petrified. And MJF and Nick Gage, and he's in AEW. What? What?
To be fair, I think I heard his AEW music. They did add in the bells.
The bell toll is in there, yes.
So I thought I thought that was cool. Yeah, Nick Gage on national television.
What? It happened. It finally happened. Oh my god. The god of this shit. I swear, if Justin Roberts fucks up his introduction on Wednesday, I am going to...
He can't do the proper introduction.
He better say Eastern Bloc.
He can't do it like Emil J. Come on.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fucking get MLJ to show up for the night. Who cares? I'm the Eastern Bloc Hate Club. He's doing it for Nick Hatred. He's doing it for his brother, Justice Payne. He is the king, the man, the god of this shit. I swear to God, if none of that happens, I will strongly worded letter to TK.
But, yeah, all this leading, Fight of the Fallen, this week. Jericho. Nick
Oh,
Gage.
Well, hold on, because later in the night,
you gotta correct yourself.
We'll just skip from here to it because it's involving. It's not going to be Chris Jericho because later in the night, Chris Jericho's seen backstage with Alex Marvez because he's everywhere. There's a bunch of them. I believe he's a clone. He's talking to Chris Jericho, who's got his back turned to the camera.
So when did he get access to your cloning machine in New Dawn?
Exactly. I don't know. TK, man, what are you doing? He's got his back turned to the camera, and he starts saying, well, if I gotta fight Nick Gage, I have to bring back the most sadistic side of myself.
Oh, God damn it.
And at this point, I start thinking, oh my God, yes, middle-age crisis Jericho is back because that's damn right. He turns around, paint and all, and the cute little fedora, it's the Painmaker's back. And he's going to be making his official AEW Persona debut as he takes on Nick Gage this Wednesday in a noticeable all-vacation match. I can't believe it's 2021 and Chris Jericho is fighting Nick Gage.
Over-under on actual light tubes being used on national television.
I hope at least one.
I think it'll be the ending spot.
If there needs to at least be one.
I have a prediction for the ending.
If they actually get light tubes on this show, that'd be pretty dope.
I have a prediction for the ending. Gage goes for a bundle of light tubes, okay?
Then he gets
tries to hit Jericho, and Jericho with the padded elbow Judas effects him right through the light tubes.
Yeah, I think a lot of...
Oh, tell me that wouldn't be sick.
I think a lot of people have that they want that as a planned spot, or that should be the finish. But I don't know. We're going to have to actually...
It's never happened before on national TV.
I was about to say,
even in ECW.
I was about to say, I don't think light tubes have ever been introduced in a wrestling match on national TV before. So
it might be this Wednesday.
And I know why they don't want to do it because bigger crowd, little, like just children and shit. Obviously, you don't want to take the risk of a light tube. They're very sharp. I've been around light tube stuff. It's not the safest thing in the world, but. And, it might be a little too much for network TV, but if we can get at least just one light tube spot, it doesn't even need to be a shit ton of light tubes, just one light tube spot, all of this is paid off for. But also, Nick Gage is fighting Chris Jericho. I don't know what world I live in. And, especially with what happens in what we'll talk about in our main event, is Nick Gage about to be all elite.
We're about to find out, but we will find out later as we move on.
But I'll say this. Match aside, opening segment, the match was fine and all. This, though, what a fucking way to open up the show.
Fire. Fucking fire to start the show.
Absolutely.
Broke the net.
I'm also really happy that Gage got a very good response, and I was very happy about that people knew it.
Yeah.
Broke the net.
Yeah.
After that, we get a little bit of a hype package for Miro. Pretty much goes over the same thing.
I've got an update on that.
What?
He was saying about who he's going to be killing at, the Homecoming edition of Dynamite, which is the next week's show. On Dark Elevation, ladies and gentlemen, we found out that the next person to die at the hands of the god of pro wrestling is going to be Lee Johnson, Big Shotty. Mira is going to kill this man.
What?
Well,
yeah, that's the TNT title match for not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday at the AEW Dynamite Homecoming.
Well, then
that's going to be a very entertaining 4 minutes at least. So there's that.
Yeah. Miro is going to crucify this man.
But yeah, he basically goes over there were champions before Miro, but there will be no champion after. He's going to remain the TNT champion because he's the Redeemer and all that other jazz. So
since when did he beat the new belt?
Last week.
The new color scheme.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah.
Can I just say, it's fucking sexy.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It's a very nice belt. It's very nice. I'm just very interested to see if this, like I mentioned last week, if this is just going to become a reoccurring thing where whoever holds the TNT title is just going to have a custom belt for them, which would be cool. It's a different gimmick.
Yeah.
It makes the TNT's title stand out. I mean, you are the face of the network, so you get your own title that goes along with it. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, AEW is all about just putting money towards belts. I mean, we saw Deadlock's very own CM Pulse is the current, now Elite General Manager champion, and that belt is very
Anyone
good
pick that?
looking.
Is anyone pick that game up, by the way, on their phones yet?
It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I have to try. I'll probably get it if I
made the mistake on thinking it was going to be an actual like booking simulator, but it's not.
Okay. All right.
Oh no!
After that, you goddamn right we do. Because after this, making its official Four Post Massacre debut. It is the singles debut as Frankie Kazarian takes on Captain Dangly, the Big LG.
I'm gonna be straight. Listen, I'm gonna come out with it, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. And I don't like to BS. I like to be as honest as I am on shows. I did not watch this match.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely fucking kidding. I just saw Nick fucking Gage on my TV. I did not give a fuck about Kazarian and Doc Gallows.
Fucking alright, so since fucking Adam doesn't have, like, taste or whatever.
Taste!
So, Kazarian and Doc, Kazarian comes out very hot.
Decent match.
I like this match, actually. I thought they performed very well.
I can't get into it because it's spoilers.
Although, like, the match here wasn't the story. It's like the last match after the match was where the real storyline.
I need to say something about this match, though.
What?
Am I allowed to get into spoilers because I read a few?
It depends on what spoilers and where is it from.
I'm just going to quickly write in the group chat, okay? So I'll just DM'd you if you have a look at your DM on your thing.
Oh, is it it's the TNA stuff, right?
No, we already...
Yeah.
No, we can't. We can't.
So we can't, but let's just say you'll be seeing a bit of an aftermath of this in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Well, Doc and Kazarian... Doc and Kazarian have a pretty alright back and forth. Kazarian comes out the gate hot. He hits Gallows with a drop kick like straight out of the gate. He's going right after him. Big LG, most deadliest kicks in the world. He's throwing roundhouses. He's throwing big boots. Most agile big man in the fucking game today. It's not even
one of them,
close.
actually. One of them.
I hate being
also Excalibur said one of the most dangerous hands in professional wrestling as well. So they fucking big time putting over Big LG on this one. Good brothers, baby. Carl Anderson got involved a lot during this match. It turned out to be what would end up costing Kazarian in the end. Doc Gallows pretty much takes control over a majority of the match. Kazarian fights back near the end. He takes down Doc, because Carl Anderson gets on the apron again, tries to hit Kazarian. Kazarian hits him with that slingshot leg drop, but immediately Gallows blindsides him, hits him with the fucking Gallows pole, and oh my fucking god, Doc Gallows got a victory on AEW television, baby. This is why we're here. This is why we do this, alright? This is why this podcast exists. For moments like
it's not.
these.
It's absolutely. It's 100% not.
These
I will say it's so far been a really good week for the Good Brothers. If you also checked out New Japan Strong.
Yeah, goddamn right. As after the match, though,
this I saw because the match was over. So
Kenny. So Doc Gallows and Kazarian and Carl decide to beat down Kazarian because he's a piece of shit and no better.
Yeah, get him with a magic killer.
Yeah, and then
Kenny and Don come to the ring.
Kenny comes down to the ring, pretty much says, Kazarian, you've been a thorn in my side for far too long, and now I'm gonna use you, and I'm gonna send a message to Hangman by making an example out of you. Before he could do that, who should come out to the ring? None other than Hangman Page. He starts fighting both the Good Brothers and Omega. But, of course, the numbers game, too much for him. So, what happens?
Oh, well, hold on. There's the very funny line before all that happened when Hangman got into the ring with his beer, and Don Callis asked him if he was stupid or drunk, and you could clearly read Page's lips saying both, and then gave him the beer, gave Don the beer, and then he started going at it, which I was great pop by the crowd for that one. Hangman saying, "Who gives a shit? I'm gonna fight for my life."
Speaking of great pop, the Dark Order got a very good reaction from this crowd.
Yes,
tonight.
they did.
All the it was Uno, Grayson,
and Reynolds and Silver.
Yes, they all come out. They fight off the Good Brothers and Omega.
That's the team for next week, I believe,
yes,
as well.
That'll be the team for this week.
Yeah.
John Silver's in ring return.
Yeah, it'll be John Silver, which is awesome for him. He's going to have a huge pop. I believe he's from around the North Carolina area.
Dude, Reynolds is going to go... I mean, not Reynolds. Reynolds is
Silver.
Silver is going to go fucking crazy in that.
I always thought... Listen, I said now that Silver's back, and I know them and Impact like to do these monthly trade-offs, I would love to see John Silver in the X Division for a month.
Oh, absolutely. Or just have fucking Reynolds and Silver go for the tag titles in Impact as well.
Well, people have, since it's part of the segment and everything, people have been giving the idea that if the Dark Order win with Hangman, Reynolds and Silver should get a shot at the Impact tag title.
Yeah?
Which would be cool.
And have them maybe go out Bound for Glory or something, or one of these Homecoming or whatever
that's going to be held, by the way. Wherever that's going to be held, by the way. It'll be Bound for Glory. Wherever that's going to be held, and there's a reason why I always say that.
I think that'd be cool.
Something else I need to mention, by the way. Did anyone watch Being the Elite today?
No. I was going to, but then I forgot.
Well, you're going to... If you remember last week of Being the Elite, they said they had blackmail on Mr. Cutler, if you remember, to get him back on the show.
Oh, God.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Last week? Turns out that blackmail was the fact that Cutler was once a Dark Order masked minion.
Oh.
In the Elite.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
think of that of what you will.
And
plot Cutler was a dick.
And our plot continues to thicken.
Damn you, Cutler.
Yeah, really hot segment again with Omega and Page. They're really doing a very good job with this whole build with Omega and Hangman. Very much building up towards their all-out match. I can't wait. Just keep the ball rolling. Just keep it going. We're gonna have a hot-ass 5-on-5 tag team match on Fight for the Fallen. I can't wait for that. And so, yeah, thumbs up from me.
Then we get a little backstage segment with Brian Cage and Dasha. We get some footage, I believe, from
she's like
Elevation.
She's like fucking. Did you see what fucking you see what Team Taz is going through? Oh, let's show you a video of it. We're gonna have a party, and Cage is all like, "All right,
I like parties.
I like parties. I guess
that's about it.
That's it."
And that was it.
What the fuck?
It's just a build up for segment. This
it's a build up for the segment. Cage.
There is something I will say though. There is actually something I would really like to see on this show. Something I would like to see Cage do.
What?
Do you remember the spot when, even though it was someone different, who watched what culture back in the day? What culture pro wrestling?
I don't want to admit that I did, but I did.
Okay. Do you remember the spot where Rampage Bryan, ripped up the cardboard belt?
Yes.
I'd like to see Cage do that to the FTW World Title.
Yeah,
really fucking pissed us off.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But no, I saw this fucking promo and I was like, alright, he needs a mouthpiece. He can't, or at least don't put a fucking microphone to him often. Just don't. But after that, we get another singles match. Wheeler Yuta, second week in a row on the Fyter Fest show, and taking on Darby Allin, who is coming off of a brutal coffin match.
We know what we have to speak about.
This match, for what it is very entertaining and it's very good. It's not very long, but the most important thing coming out of this segment is the interaction between Orange Cassidy and Sting.
I can't believe. Well, I kind of can't believe it. I fucking Sting.
Sting hits the first kick, and then a kickoff, and then the greatest nonchalant beating of the chest I've ever seen.
It was amazing.
I mean, like I said, this match was fine for what it. I really like that Yuta's getting this opportunity. I mean, good for Yuta, a guy that's within just this year alone has had shots over in MLW, in ROH, now in AEW, Beyond, current IWTV champion.
Yeah, most hated man in Beyond, by the way.
So, good shots for Yuta getting these big opportunities. It looks like he's kind of taken Trent's position for now. He's the best friends as the other guy.
He's a heel in Beyond.
Yeah, he's got a whole faction in Beyond. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But good showing for him. Of course, Darby over as all hell. Literally a week after going through a goddamn coffin, is right back on TV.
Look, yeah. You can't complain. You can't complain about that after the fun. We got 2 goddamn death matches on the GCW show with the same dude, and he was back fine like nothing fucking happened. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what much to talk about from this match besides that spot.
I guess they just really wanted to get Darby on the show, which
it was a nice filler. It was a nice filler.
It makes sense. I mean, Darby, if I'm not mistaken, Darby once again, even with a small match like this, was one of the top people in the ratings.
Yep.
For this week's episode, which, by the way, they did over 1 million again.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that continues to be the train. Especially with this upcoming week's Fight for the Fallen is also another loaded card. But I mean, I don't know much to say else besides the Sting spot.
So throughout the night, we've been seeing a certain someone in the crowd throughout the show.
One
Hikuleo from New Japan and the Bullet Club, and well, we found out, and we're going to go into this as the main event. We go into the main event, but he will be challenging for the IWGP United States Championship at the Fight for the Fallen show this week. And I am currently very much dreading that whole match.
That'll be better than you expect.
Fuck!
We'll get to our opinions of it when we get to the main event.
Yeah.
But
what do you have to say? What do you got to say about anything about this match? Anyone? Anybody else?
I thought what they did in the few, I think the match only went 4 minutes, but in that 4 minutes,
Yuta got to do some of his stuff. Darby obviously doing all the Darby stuff. But I mean, it's the Sting and Orange Cassidy thing that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, it was
it's
filler.
The only thing.
It was filler.
Darby wins with a coffin drop as expected. But following the match, the Blade out of nowhere striking down Orange Cassidy and clocks him with the brass knucks. Of course, they are facing each other later on in the night. So
what a brick he was.
I love the kind of everything intertwines with an AEW. It's not like, Orange is out there and we're only going to save the Blade stuff for later in the night. I like that. That happened. It gets you ready for the match later on. Everything kind of blends and melds very well with an AEW. But then after that, I believe it's the World's Women's Championship.
Yeah.
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 Listen, a lot of people are shitting on this, and I didn't think it was bad.
I didn't think it got good at the end.
I will give them this. They brought it back near the end, the whole chair spot, as overdone to death as it is in pro wrestling. It did work. So I thought it
was actually clever because a lot of people were being like, "Oh, why would Nyla try to get DQ'd?" But if you notice, it wasn't that she threw the chair and to make the ref think that she hit her. She threw the chair to the ref to make the ref think that she was about to get hit. Which would then lead to the distraction by the ref taking the chair, which then leads to Nyla doing what she did. I think it's smart if you looked closer and not just immediately went towards oh no, that's a fuck up, because it wasn't. It was different.
I just felt like they were very much rushing in this match, which I didn't understand. You would think with as much as this match had been advertised, they give these.
Well, as we know, if you don't know, Britt's got a broken wrist.
I did not.
She's got a broken wrist now.
I did not know.
Wrestling this match. Yeah, she wrestled this match with a broken wrist. She confirmed it this past weekend. On her Instagram with a video at the UFC event. With her in a cast, with a statement saying she's not taking any time off, so she's going to be wrestling with said cast on, I guess, or she won't be wrestling at least for a little bit now. But yeah, I guess that might have something to do with the way that the match kind of went.
They can build up a next challenger now.
Exactly.
That will be.
I think it's going to be Statlander. If you've
think
noticed what Britt's done, she's taken out 2 of the 3 women that she said were conspirators against her injury in the past. The only person left on that list now is Statlander.
I think Statlander should be saved for very later. I think the next match that she needs to go to is the one against Yuka. Because I think Astoria's already...
Yeah, there's the backstory they're considering she knocked her teeth out.
Plus, Yuka's not going to be here for that much longer, so it's best... It's best now that they get what they can out of it while she is here.
We have got good news on that, though.
What?
Yuka may not be here much longer, but Imi's coming back.
Hey!
Emi Sakura confirmed it on Twitter this past week. She's coming back.
Hey, hopefully.
Permanently. For a year, hopefully.
Oh, she's actually moving over.
She's staying. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. But, yeah.
But, yeah, I thought look, I didn't hate this match. I thought this match was pretty okay for what it was. I was surprised that it didn't main event. I thought it was going to be the main event, but...
I compare it, considering what happened...
now in hindsight, knowing what happened, obviously. But, the fact that it got kind of the hour main event spot, I thought it was going to be a little bit longer than what it was, but now knowing that Britt was also hurt, that might have been why it didn't get as much time as it did. I don't think her and Nyla have all that great of chemistry, but when they get going, and it turns out really well.
I think Britt will have better matches during this title reign.
I like Nyla a lot. I think Nyla is still kind of green in places, and I don't think people are calling that out.
I think that compared to, because I watched their Eliminated Championship tournament match, and I thought that was
a good match.
I thought that was a very good match. But I felt like they were...
You could do better.
I felt like they were very much rushing here. The pace was very much off in a lot of places. They were going through their spots, really, really fast. A lot of it was, looked a bit sloppy. They brought it back at the end there. Really cool spot with the, again, with the championship spot and the Eddie spot. I get it. Vicky's there. Good callback and whatnot. It was Britt who brought him the belt, gave it to Nyla, tried to do the Eddie spot on her. Nyla throws the belt.
He distracted the ref.
Yeah. And Britt gets caught with the belt. Ref sees her. Nyla takes advantage, hits her with the Beast Bomb, only gets a 2 count, brought the crowd back. Nyla tries to pick her up again, but this time Britt has her. She gets her into the lockjaw and gets the tap-out victory on Nyla, getting her revenge back after the AEW Eliminator Tournament.
Which, a little bit of callback to that was that in that Eliminator Tournament, she wasn't able to get the lockjaw on, but she was able to tonight. So, nice little bit of storytelling there.
Yeah.
Hey, what?
Yeah, again, the crowd, the crowd came back for it at the end. Is all you can say.
See, I'm pretty much to the point where, in a sense, there's only really... I think, as you said, they should be doing the Yuka match next. I would say save Chris maybe for Full Gear in November. There's only one match, though, they should be doing it all out with Britt Baker. Which is something we need to come to later on in the show, because that was news this week. If you two missed it.
What? Are you talking about
AEW buying out someone's contract? That is news.
Whose contract did they buy out?
We'll save it for the news.
I don't know who it is, so I don't know where the fucking...
Oh.
Hold up.
There you go.
Oh! Well, how's that? Okay, fine. Alright.
Oh, you know why that's news, okay? Because it's now official.
After this, though, we get a little bit of a press conference, I believe this is, like, with FTR.
Yeah, this was to set up FTR versus Pride and Powerful, which turned out this Wednesday night.
Pride and Powerful are there. Santana gets up. He's got photo evidence. He's got photo evidence. He said, "You see this? This is my mom. See this? This is where we fucking lived. This is she did everything she could so that I could be here. See this picture? This is where I went to school. And see this picture? That's the first lunch I ever ate. And see this picture? That's my umbilical cord."
And then Dax is just like, I don't fucking care.
Dax is like, what the fuck? You could have just texted me this, bro. Like, what the fuck? You have my number.
Like, I don't give a shit about your family, dude. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Haven't I told you this before? I don't have a family. I don't give a fuck about you or your fucking kids. I'm just gonna kick your ass. And then they all kind of get up, and it starts becoming a shouting match, and that was the end of that.
I'm looking forward to this tag match. That's all I'm going to say. This has the potential to be one of the best tag matches on Dynamite.
I don't know why this needed to be in a press conference setting.
Yeah,
it could have just been one. They could have just been a regular old backstage double sit down like usual. I thought the press conference aspect was very,
especially because it only went like a minute and a half.
Yeah, it was very short. It was like, here are my pictures. Fuck your pictures. Okay, bye.
Pull apart. All right.
And we're moving on. I guess I am very excited to see these two finally go at it in a regular old tag team match. I hope it gets enough time. Fuck it, make it the opening match of the night, just real hot and heavy start. It's gonna be very interesting to see what the reactions are gonna be like, knowing that they're in North Carolina and FTR North Carolina. So are they gonna be booed, or are they gonna be cheered, or will everybody be cheered? Who knows? We'll find out. Very much looking forward to this tag match. This press conference was whatever, but it's not taking anything away from how excited I am.
After that, we get a fucking Andrade interview with Tony Schiavone. Immediately, it's cut off by Andrade because
we finally gonna get the big surprise.
Yeah, we get a big surprise, and the surprise is he's got a new manager,
and it's Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Oh, no, you did it wrong.
What?
Chavo!
How the fuck does this guy do it? How the fuck does this man get work in every fucking major wrestling promotion ever? WCW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, fucking Lucha Underground. How the fuck does he keep doing it?
How long till he's in New Japan?
No! Why do I gotta...
Listen,
why?
He had... I agree with you. I think I would give Chavo a lot of shit. But he is a very good asset when it comes to behind the scenes. He's worked for Glow. He works on Young Rock as like the trainer for all of that. So he has the Hollywood connections. Who knows what that could lead to? He's a very good trainer, as what people have said, especially in Lucha Underground, because he trained most of the people there that were not like fluent with the American style of like camera work. He's got a lot of good backstage connections. That's the reason why. He's a Guerrero. Obviously, that plays into it. Chavo is also extremely well respected and liked. It's the reason why he gets the work he gets. I just hope he doesn't do what Chavo always does and tries to take the spotlight away from Andrade in this situation. He didn't do it tonight. I just hope it doesn't become that kind of a situation because Chavo has done that forever. And that's the biggest detractor from all of this. But I will take Chavo Guerrero over Vicky Guerrero being with Andrade 10 million times over. So I'm not hating it. I think Chavo can be really good for Andrade. We'll see what happens there. So Chavo comes out. He says, first off, he's like, he congratulates everybody for remembering him because for the first time ever, Chavo got a Chavo Guerrero chant and not an Eddie Guerrero chant. So that was nice. He says he's been backstage. He sees all of the young men and women in the back, and they have all the talent in the world, but none of them have what Andrade has, and that's all the talent that's needed. But kind of before again anything really comes to fruition, another cutoff immediately as the Death Triangle are back in full form. Pac, Rey Fenix, and Pentagon all here. Huge reactions as Phoenix and Pac made their way out.
Mega pop for the
great
for
to
the
see.
Death Triangle
Great
members.
to see all three of them again. Pac gets on the mic and says he's tired of Andrade having his name in his mouth. As that could be suggestive. Pac says that they're a real family, unlike whatever Andrade was trying to, I guess, accomplish with maybe taking Penta and Phoenix over to their side.
We never got a really specification of what he wanted.
Someone's gonna, for me, someone's gonna come in and jump. Like, my prediction with this is Andrade's gonna have backup with this.
Do you think that fucking Penta and Phoenix turn on Pac here?
No, they keep the triangle together.
The reason
someone's going to help Andrade.
It's too early for the Death Triangle to break up because we've never gotten to see full-on Death Triangle at its peak. It's always one person's hurt. Pac can't make it because COVID. They're all together now again. Everybody's fresh. They're all healthy. I think I wouldn't break Death Triangle up before they were even able to get off the ground in the first place. I do think with the AAA connection, we're probably, and even with the New Japan connection, because obviously ROH is just completely out of the loop here. Andrade is going to have some form of a backup. I don't know who it's going to be that he ends up getting, but I'm going to be excited to see whatever it is. Rey Fenix says that him and Pentagon are the true face of the Latinos. Pentagon says, as Alex Abrahantes reiterates for us, why would they join a group with Andrade when he's not even on their level? The three of them then get down to the ring. It seems like there's going to be a fight, but Andrade, Chavo, and their interpreter, or whoever he is, they duck out. That's the end of this segment, pretty much. I thought it was hot. The crowd loved it.
Why does it need an interpreter? Why did it need an interpreter if Chavo can speak both English and Spanish?
I don't know. I don't know if the interpreter, maybe like consultant, manager, like financer or something like that. Day planner.
I'm just interested in who Andrade is going to bring to him towards this fight. That's my main interest with this whole thing.
I really don't. I don't do it. Just have him fight one of these guys. I don't give a shit who.
I do think that's going to be the case. I think Andrade is going to probably fight Pac and Penta and Phoenix. He might fight all three in different singles matches. It's going to be leading, though, eventually to... I hope it's not Phoenix and Penta turning on Pac. But I also don't know. If I'm not mistaken, is Rush's contract up or something soon?
If it is, that'd be awesome.
So, I mean, it could be Roosh coming in with
Although
somebody
Ring of
else.
Honor has been doing some good stuff. I have to admit that Ring of Honor has been doing some good stuff.
Again, like AAA connection there. ROH is now a thing. Could LIJ come over? There's a lot.
I doubt LIJ is coming over.
There's a lot of options to this story. I'm intrigued by it. I'll give them that much. And I thought this segment was well done. So I don't really have any complaints. I'm ready to see Andrade wrestle more, though.
Yeah, I checked out as soon as Chavo got on my TV screen. So, yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
well, then you can't have a go at him.
Yeah.
But after that, we got we saw what happened on Dark. Was it Dark or was it Dark Elevation? Where
it was one of them. No, it was Elevation, I believe.
We're fucking.
It seems like it seems Elevation has become more of the velocity or the heat. It looks like storylines are actually kind of developing in Elevation. So I'm happy about that.
So long story short, Marco gets his shit stomped by Angelico and Private Party. Fucking Christian and Jurassic Express come out and make the save. Then that leads to Christian and Jurassic Express backstage. Christian said, "I thought this was over. Apparently it's not. So how about this? We go 3v3 next week. Fight the Fallen. Christian, Jurassic Express taking on Angelico and Private Party, and they promise to end HFO for good. So, yeah. I guess Christian's a part of Jurassic Express now. For whatever
I'm looking
reason.
forward to this.
Yeah, it should be fun. I don't see how it's not. But after that, Orange Cassidy taking on the Blade to hopefully end...
Hold on.
What happened?
There was a segment in between this and the next match as well. As we go backstage to QT Marshall.
No!
No!
You made me stop for QT Marshall?
Yeah, well, QT, because it's going to involve what happens on this week's episode of Dynamite at Fight for the Fallen. QT Marshall said that he's going to apologize to Tony Schiavone in the ring for dumping a protein shake over on his head. That segment is just as long as the one last week. It was about 30 fucking seconds.
Dude.
I swear to God, are we getting Tony Schiavone and QT Marshall in a match?
You can't pay me enough to care about Tony Schiavone versus QT Marshall.
He's giving Schiavone a diamond cutter. I guarantee it.
You can't.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I guess we're going to see QT Marshall and Tony Schiavone. I'm excited.
No.
Way more excited than Luke Gallows.
Doc Gallows. Big LG.
Yeah, nah.
Captain Dangley. One half of the Impact Tag Team Champions. Three-time IWGP. Three-time IWGP
tag title.
Three-time IWGP Tag Team Champion. Thank you very much. But now,
this was better.
After that, it's Orange Cassidy taking on the Blade, hopefully to end this thing. Well, it should be ended after the way.
I mean, the way this goes, it looked like it's pretty much the end.
Pretty much got ended.
I liked this match. I thought it was a little too long.
Yeah.
It was good.
It just seemed like they were padding for time before the main event with this one, to be quite honest. Fucking Blade, though. Goddamn top rope Dr. Bomb on the fucking turnbuckle.
What the hell was this? I thought Orange Cassidy died. What the hell?
I didn't even expect. He goes up top. I was like, okay, he's probably gonna do a superplex or whatever. And he had him in the gut wrench. It's like, oh, gut wrench suplex.
Gut wrench purple onto the
on the fucking turbo. I was like, what the fuck? You just do that? Like, that's just a move that you do.
You enjoy death, if I'm allowed to say it.
I was like, okay, alright, fine. Dude, I'm with it. Like, I'll be quite honest. Blade's a guy I want to but I kind of don't have a grasp on what he's supposed to be entirely. Which is kind of why I'm not entirely invested in I was invested in the feud to begin with. Blade just mostly takes control of this match is just 70% Blade. He's beating the shit out of Orange Cassidy for a good majority of this. Orange gets back at him for a little bit here. Again, he doesn't do much. A lot of the offense is given to Blade. And near the end of this match, it's all breaking down. Bunny's getting involved. She throws in the brass knuckles. Chris comes out, stops her, but it's too late. He's got the knuckles. He looks like he's about to hit Orange Cassidy with it, but Orange Cassidy ducks. He tries to go for the orange punch, ducks. Tries to go for the brass knucks again, ducks, but he can't duck a second time for the orange punch because fuck you, that's how wrestling works. Hits it, 1, 2, 3.
Good night.
Orange Cassidy wins. But
and then after the match,
yep, Orange Cassidy, looking for his sweet, sweet revenge, grabs the brass knucks, decks him with the orange punch one more time with the brass knucks wrapped around his fist. Night goes Blade. An end to a pretty meaningless feud in AEW, to say the very least.
Fill a feud, if I'm allowed to say it.
What?
You gotta
Something
have,
while
you
they
gotta
get
have,
them on programs.
you gotta have matches like this. You gotta have not every feud can be the main event. Not every feud can be for a title. I know that you've had your criticisms, Zahaya, about Orange Cassidy's positioning, but he's such a utility figure in so many different aspects. He's fine being in this little feud with the Blade. Like I said, it gets the Blade.
I wouldn't have
something to do.
I wouldn't have a problem with the feud, but you gotta tell me what the feud's about. You have to tell me what it's about.
It was just a decent feud.
The feud was mainly the feud was Blade beat up Orange, and obviously Chris and Allie or the Bunny were feuding as well, and it's a feud. It's a regular old bad guy, good guy feud, and it was kind of all about the brass knucks being involved. That's kind of been the recurring storyline.
It lacks substance. There was, as far as I know, the Blade and Orange Cassidy didn't have any beef beforehand, before this feud really started, so this kind of
it all sort of kind of stemmed from the HFO going after the best friends, which then split off into Orange and the Blade being the feud and not Chuck, and then also spun into Chris and Bunny having a little feud, which then brought it all back together, because Statlander and Orange have history with each other outside of AEW as a team, and obviously the Bunny and the Blade are married. It's not as complete concrete. It's a small, it was all about them getting knuckle dustered in the face. All right, I want my revenge. Orange finally gets him with the brass knucks and takes them. Like I said, it's not. Did it need to be on Dynamite? No, but because it's Orange Cassidy, you want the crowd there. For what it was good.
It gets the crowd to pop, if I'm allowed to say.
Sure,
obviously it's over now.
The fucking comeuppance for the brass knucks, I agree, that was good. Orange Cassidy gets his payback, that's fine. But after that, we get a video package hyping up this fucking 2-week feud between Cody and Malachi.
Yeah, it's Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. And those now to main event, ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming Homecoming edition.
Which is not this week, but the week after this. So, yeah, Malachi getting his debut match against Cody. Fucking please win. I know that I put my faith in AEW a lot, but with Cody, I never know how these things are going to go. But Adam, please run down what we are going to see on Fight for the Fallen this week.
Well, as mentioned earlier on at the top of the show, I still don't understand. It doesn't make sense. It still doesn't compute. But nothing matters anymore. It's 2021. Wrestling isn't. There's no more forbidden door. The door is just off the hinges. Fuck it. Everybody can enter.
The door is broken!
Because Nick Gage is fighting Chris Jericho in a no-rules match. Nick Gage is fighting Chris Jericho in a no-rules match. I will say that again. Nick Gage and Chris Jericho.
Say it 3 times.
It still does not compute that that's a thing that's happening.
Honest.
Santana and Ortiz finally get their hands on FTR in a regular tag team match. Conan and Tully Blanchard will be in the respected corners. Very much looking forward to that match. Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express take on Angelico and the Private Party with Matt Hardy in their corner in a 6-man tag team match. We'll see how that goes. What's more than likely going to be the main event of the evening, an 8-man elimination tag team match.
It's a 10-man.
Sorry, a 10-man tag team
There
match.
you go.
It's going to be Hangman, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, the returning John Silver, and Alex Reynolds taking on Kenny, the Bucks, and the Good Brothers. I don't think Kenny's going to be in that match. That's just my opinion. And then in the main event, it will be Hikuleo taking on whoever wins the IWGP United States Championship. You'll find out who that is in a few seconds when we go over the main event of this week. As Hit Kid mentioned, Miro... No, that's at Homecoming. Sorry.
Homecoming, which
Tony,
we don't need to speak about until next week. I'll be right back. I'm just getting a drink, so go ahead.
Tony Schiavone and QT Marshall will have an in-ring segment, something about an apology, and of course, Ricky Starks' championship celebration in North Carolina with Team Taz. That's everything currently announced for this week's edition of Fight for the Fallen. Something was probably announced on Elevation, because that's where fucking Doc Gallows and Frankie was announced, and I still know, but Fight for the Fallen, yet another.
Doc Gallows 1-0 in singles competition here on the Four Post Massacre Podcast.
This will be the last of the big special events, I guess, until Homecoming in 2 weeks. Next week's Dynamite will be a regular old Dynamite. A great card, I have to say. Yet another great card for these little mini pay-per-view events on TV.
And especially when we get into the new segment. Like, these whole Dynamite shows are going to be getting very, very interesting.
Oh, hell yeah. But I mean, like, that big 10-man tag, Santana Ortiz and FTR, Nick Gage and Jericho, Christian Cage is in something. The IWGP United States title pretty much becoming a staple lately.
Yeah.
For Dynamites. I'm still going with my opinion. I think that U.S. title is going to be a very, very frequent player come Rampage.
And as well as it should, considering that it can't be defended in, well, Japan right now.
Exactly. So, another really good week of Dynamite coming up, but it's main event time. It's John Moxley taking on Lance Archer.
Good God!
IWGP United States Championship, and Mox comes out to a good ovation, but holy shit, does Archer come out to a bigger one.
Big Texas boy, baby!
And this match doesn't even get really any introduction. Archer coming to the ring, tossing kendo sticks.
No, they're already
Mox
fighting.
Immediately goes into it.
No, they're already fighting. Holy shit, this match ruled.
This match was so much better than the Wrestle Kingdom match.
Yeah, no kidding.
I said it last week. New Japan restrictions on that hardcore are going to damper you, but AEW don't give a shit, and these guys fucking killed it.
They fucking beat the shit out of each other. They wrestled in the ring, they wrestled out of the ring. They fucking...
Glorious violence!
Both men were juiced.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking Moxley hit a paradigm shift on the exposed floor that busted open Archer. Moxley fucking stabbed Archer with the fork multiple times.
The fork. Holy shit, the fork. And then Archer also stabbing Moxley with the fork and biting him.
Yes. Moxley at one point
was awesome.
Stabbed him.
You began something else.
What?
Archer using a fan as a projectile.
Oh, yeah, I saw
that. Fan, box fan.
That was fucking great.
fucking all of a sudden they're in the ring and Archer's like, all right, dude, you're going up and you're going down.
There you go. Fucking
my first time I've seen him actually use a person as a weapon. You would know after all the times he throws people around.
Yeah.
Tables get set up outside at one point. Moxley says, "No, I'm gonna one up that even more by adding barbed wire boards to those tables that'll come in play in the finish of this match."
So there's one point where Moxley has a steel trash can lid. Looks like he's about to hit it, but Archer punches the motherfucker right into
shit, as he fucking punched this trash can lid. Oh my god.
Did you see the picture?
The photo?
Yeah, I was about to say, did you?
Yeah, I swear I thought Moxley's face was caved.
Holy shit.
That's not even
the sickest spot in the match. The worst spot is easy.
The fucking choke slam? Not on the fucking...
So Moxley has two chairs set up in traditional, fighting stance. One chair. It looks like, we're going to get a basic superplex through it. And then Moxley says, nah,
not good enough.
Not good enough. Let me put the backs together.
Yep.
And, it came to bite him in the ass as Archer choke slammed the living hell onto these two backs.
He's back.
Oh, my God.
I screamed. I don't know.
When he hit that. How do you fake that shit? Because holy shit, that must have hurt.
It was
that must have hurt.
Gross.
And then, of course, the finish of also, by the way, Texas Death Match. Only way to win was by 10 count or submission, I believe.
Yeah, they mainly just played by last man standing rules. They didn't really do the whole pinfall or submission thing. There was a point where fucking Moxley hit the paradigm shift on Lance Archer, and then 10 seconds later, Archer already back to his knees, giving up the middle, fuck you, and the crowd
was
lose their mind, and fucking Moxley just comes up and he stabs him to death with the fucking fork that he's still on his hand, and
Well, that fork in the end would come back to skewer Moxley.
Oh my god! So at this
again, I don't know how many times I can say it. Just another banger main event.
Moxley's getting the barbed wire. He already got the fucking table set up. Now he's got the fucking barbed wire boards. He's setting it on the table. And at this point, I'm like, fucking no. This could only end very, very badly. So now they're on the apron. And I think at this point, because I didn't think Archer was going to. I was hoping that he would win, but I didn't think he was going to. But Archer at this point, so they're on the apron. Moxley's, I think he's looking for the paradigm shift. Couldn't get
looking for the paradigm shift spot, which he did at Wrestle Kingdom tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right, through the tables. And so he was trying to do it here. But this time, Archer had it scouted. Archer grabs him by the neck. Goozle choke slam through the barbed wire boards and the tables. Moxley's done. Referee counts referee counts to 10. Archer wins. Archer is the new IWGP United States champion in his home state of Texas. Crowd goes wild. Absolutely phenomenal way to end off this episode of Dynamite. This match fucking ruled.
But wait, there's more.
Death match.
So Hikuleo gets.
No, I don't want to talk about Hikuleo. No.
He gets in the ring for a stare down. JR almost creams his pants at the size of this man.
Dude, did you hear him getting on? Did you hear fucking?
Hey guys, I have got some breaking news after we've done this. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know Hikuleo was that tall.
Did you hear JR get on Excalibur's ass for not including that he was the son of Haku when he first introduced him?
King Haku.
Funny.
So that's our.
JR's doing that to protect Excalibur.
Yeah. That's our.
You know what Haku finding out?
So it's Lance Archer and Hikuleo next this week on Dynamite.
Not this week. Week after.
Oh
no! This week.
It's that Fight of the Fallen.
They're going to be going at it for that title, the third week in a row that the U.S. title is on the line.
That match is going to suck.
I've never
think it'll be
seen Hikuleo wrestle. So.
I have, and I regret it.
It'll be good. I say he's wrong, and it'll be good.
This match was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love my hardcore matches, so I'm already in on this one. I love the fact that Lance Archer finally won something of relevance on Dynamite he's needed. If he would have lost this, I don't know what you would have done with Archer going forward. And like I said, I hope when Rampage comes around that this belt and Archer become a mainstay for that show. Good shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all around, like, I don't think it was as good as last night one for Fight for the Fallen. Another damn good week.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like their last show was like one of their best shows ever. So even then, it's like even it's not as good. This is still a fucking very solid edition of Dynamite, which is I think like with that is like wow. It just tells you the quality of the show.
I think where night one was way heavier on just great matches all around. Night two was more moment based. Nick Gage, Chavo Guerrero, Archer's big win.
But it worked. It worked.
The Orange Cassidy and the Sting spot. Like, there's so much from this show that people are still always going to remember. You put the two nights together and you got one solid pay-per-view event.
Hell of a Fyter Fest. There is something you forgot off the Fyter Fest thing, by the way.
What?
AEW announcing a big location type area.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get a new location announced on this week's episode of Fight for the Fallen.
Please.
I don't know what that's going to be.
You know what I'm
begging for the UK. I think UK is a very good
shot. It's too early yet. Hopefully, maybe next year. But for early next year.
So I don't know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, if they're in the UK, I will be happily to come back on for another Dynamite review for the one I attended.
Absolutely.
Next year.
The only thing I can think of is them either announcing like a full-on stadium show, like maybe for Full Gear or something like that, or MSG would be the only other thing I can think of, but they're already doing Arthur Ashe. So I can only think a big stadium event or maybe something to do with what we're going to talk about in our news segment.
Well,
anyway, we're on to the news now, I believe.
That's it for Dynamite. We'll see you at Fight for the Fallen.
So,
this Wednesday.
We're going to go through like a few things here before we get to obviously...
The only really thing that mattered,
right?
I still don't know 100% what.
Got a bit of sad news for some breaking news, sad news from the Lucha Libre committee. Lucha Libre side of things in wrestling. Rest in peace to Brazo de Plata, Super Porky.
Aww.
Legitimately just passed away in the last half hour.
Damn.
Which broke on Twitter.
Damn.
So rest in peace to one of the all-time funniest comedy wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
If you ever saw his work.
Well, our hearts and prayers go out to his family and the friends and the fans.
Yeah.
Super Porky.
Well, with more bad news, we should say, Natalya was recently injured on this week's edition, of Raw. As we're doing this recording, she was injured. We don't know the extent.
It looks to be an ankle or a leg injury of some variety.
We don't know.
She couldn't put any weight on it.
We don't know the severity of the injury. We have not heard of the time span of how long she is going to be out, or if she is going to be out to begin with, but hopefully Natalya...
We'll probably have more news next episode.
Hopefully Natalya is nothing serious. She can get back to the ring. You don't like seeing this happen to anyone at all. So, best of luck and best wishes to Natalya Neidhart. But for good news here, we got a few things we should talk about. Thunder Rosa signing officially to All Elite Wrestling, which is
Big time.
About time. Well, I honestly thought she had already signed, but I guess not. But
yeah, they bought out a contract on her birthday.
For someone who was a big integral part to not only the women's division, but to their current AEW Women's Champion right now, this had to be inevitable. They had to be trying their fucking asses off to sign her to an eventual contract, which I'm very glad.
And they've got her.
And I'm very glad that she has been a godsend to this women's division. Like, there's only positives going forward with Thunder Rosa in the AEW women's division. I can't wait to see more of her.
I agree.
But after that, some more good news. We've got two people who are now making their returns to professional wrestling. One being Alex Shelley.
Oh, hell yeah, he's taking on Filthy Tom Lawler at Black Label Pro and GCW's 3 Cup Stuffed in a few weeks.
We need to order that whole fucking weekend.
Shelley will be taking on Filthy Tom for the Black Label Pro World title. It's great. Shelley said that he wasn't officially gone from wrestling because he is I believe he's some kind of a nurse or a certified something of that capacity. He made a very conscious decision because of the COVID pandemic that he would make that his priority so that he wouldn't give his patients any chance to catch the virus. Now that things are starting to level up again and, people are getting the vaccines and everything, it looks like Shelley's on his way back, which also hopefully means he's coming back to Impact as well. Since he's still, I don't think he's contracted, but he never was officially let go during the pandemic, obviously. So very happy for Shelley to be back, and Chris Sabin can go away.
That's not Hail Sabin. No, Hail Sabin.
Nah,
Hail
I'm
Sabin.
good. Nah, I'm good. Anyway, and who's the other person?
The other person is none other than the main man himself. The ticking time bomb has been cleared.
Oh, really?
Japan Pro Wrestler Hiromu Takahashi. He effectively, I believe, a few days ago, he's cleared and he's ready for action. So which means it's almost a matter of time before he's coming back for that IWGP Junior Heavyweight title.
Oh, well, that's awesome to hear. Very happy to hear that Hiromu's back.
Yep. Quick NWA news. We found out the next challenger for Nick Aldis's NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
I don't want to talk about it.
And it is none other than drumroll, Trevor Murdoch!
Again!
1,000 days, says Jay Crap on Twitter.
Damn it! Why? Do they not have anybody else? I know that fucking... Alright, NWA took a hit. If we want to talk about companies that took a hit during fucking COVID, the NWA is the biggest one, I believe. But fuck!
Yeah, they kind of lost half their roster.
Is there literally nobody else?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. The Pope.
Yeah, why isn't the Pope fighting for the world title?
Because he has to fight Tyrus.
I hate it here.
So instead, we gotta...
Let's move on! Let's move on!
Is Trevor Murdoch going to be the one?
Let's move on!
I laughed my ass off, it was. But
there's another bit of news, but would you want to save it for the GCW stuff? Involving a certain Mr. Dave Meltzer.
We can save it for the GCW show. I only had one more thing to bring up before the you-know-what, but, Keith recently posted on Twitter, and this has been a thing over the past few months, actually, ever since he was been off TV, that there has been something going on, in, I believe, his private life, that he hasn't really opened up to, or really talked about, hasn't really given up, much, in terms of, the severity of the situation, but he has stated on Twitter that he will be talking about said issue that has been kind of like putting him in a slump, to say the very least. He said he should be revealing that in about a week or two. So I'm hoping nothing too serious for Keith Lee. And that's really all you could pretty much say at that point.
He tapped out to Karrion Kross on Raw.
Oh, why did you have to mention that?
Trust me, I saw it.
Why did you have to mention that? I was not wanting to mention it at all.
Oh, speaking of Karrion Kross, thank you for saying this, because I almost forgot about it.
Oh, yes, TakeOver 36.
Well, TakeOver 36, Kross versus Samoa Joe for the NXT title. That wasn't what I was going for, but it's good that you brought that up, because yes, that is the main event for TakeOver. Looks like Samoa Joe is going to become a 3-time NXT champion. So yeah. But Jeff Hardy, want to give quick hope, well wishes.
Come out soon, too.
Yes,
Jeff. He's contracted COVID.
Yeah. So
now they haven't specified. Obviously, they don't need to. If it's more or less the COVID, does he have the vaccine? Did he just catch it? Because even though you have the vaccine, you still catch it. It's just it won't be as effective towards you. But if you're surrounded by people who aren't vaccinated, they could still obtain it. So he will be in quarantine for the next 2 weeks, putting this entire Karrion Kross thing on hold.
Probably for the better.
Which means I gotta wait 2 more weeks to hear no more words again. But best of wishes and luck to Jeff. Hopefully he's fine and everything will be better afterwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But now it's time to talk about the only thing that matters.
Yep.
AEW about to become the new WCW, because we have outsiders about to show up, and
not just outsiders, but
not just outsiders, but
not just outsiders.
I don't even know what to say about
two of possibly the biggest signings you could make in the year of 2021.
It was first broke, I believe, on Thursday by Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful, the first bit of what became just a weekend of just what the hell is happening. CM Punk apparently was in early talks, and now it seems to be way more of 100% situation of a professional wrestling return, not a mouthpiece, not a commentator, a full-on professional wrestling in-ring return for AEW, and then it was announced only a few hours after that, and then confirmed even to more of 100% degree, that Bryan Danielson had also signed with AEW, the man that was just only a few months ago in the main event of WrestleMania for the WWE Universal Championship, has jumped ship. What the hell is happening in the year of 2021?
Dude. What's happening right now is WWE is getting a massive kick in the nuts.
WWE's response, apparently, for all this is we are going to get Braun Strowman back.
Yeah!
I'm bring back Goldberg!
They heard Punk, Bryan, obviously, only one case. Only one scenario is possible.
Only one way to get the fans back.
Fucking Strowman.
Oh, and Goldberg for a night.
Oh my god!
I'm not making the fans even happier by going back to Saudi Arabia in October.
Oh, fuck those fans. The fans that are being now, all because D-Bry left, are now, oh, well, he was never anyway.
Did you see the Twitter account? Did you see the Twitter account? I don't know if you saw it, the Bad Daniel Bryan Takes account on Twitter.
I
did not. However, I have seen the take, like, oh, he grew in the main event of WrestleMania, and now he's leaving. Like,
these drones, man.
These fucking this dude gives you the best babyface storyline the Fed has had in fucking years. Years! With that whole WrestleMania 30 bullshit. Like, and now he's ruining stuff. Now he was never good. I can't take it. I don't know. It's just like fucking. What is with this fucking undying, unhealthy relationship that these people have with the fucking Fed? It's not. Like
it's not healthy.
It's like, not healthy.
Listen, a person leaves and it's like, well, fuck them. They're the worst. Fuck you. You suck. I hope you die. It's like, what the? All because they left their precious WWE.
It baffles me. Like, how are you that? How is it that the Fed has brainwashed people to this extent where it's like you're mad that they're choosing a different path in which they could possibly be happier? Is that the problem here, or is it?
No, the problem is that they're not on my show and they're not with me, and that's my company.
I can't.
It's the gatekeeping, people. It's the fucking awful gatekeeping that happens within the social media realm. And not just that, but in general. It's these fans who, for the past 20 years, have been conditioned to think this is the only way, and we are the only thing that matters, and we are the Mecca. And while granted, in some ways that's true, WWE is obviously the Mecca of wrestling. They'll always be the Mecca, because they are the most popular. They've been around the longest and they have the most money. Well, at least to an extent now they don't have the most money because the Khan family has way more money. But these people, they don't see that the company that used to be this great wrestling entertainment, fuck it, you can even say entertainment, it doesn't matter, has completely gotten rid of the wrestling aspect and is only entertainment and is only limping to the bank, not off of your support, because they don't give a fuck about you anymore. They're limping off of sponsorships and the money that they get from doing all of these co-branded experiments and all of these charity fundraisers that Stephanie goes to. The Saudi Arabia thing where they're making a shit ton of money off of. The NBC deal with Peacock. None of this is about you or the wrestlers anymore. It's all about what gets them money and keeps them stable so that they can sell product. And when a wrestler leaves to go do wrestling, that's their job, they get pissed because they're leaving their show to go do the thing that actually matters to them. And now you're the bad guy. But, like, John Cena can go do a movie again and nobody bats an eye because he's still part of the WWE.
Shameful. It's fucking shameful. And that's really all I need to say about it.
It is.
Fuck the WWE stance.
But to get to more positive vibe on this, but fucking Danielson return. A Danielson return in general in the year of 2021.
Final countdown at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
It's
that's all I need to say.
Like that alone.
Oh my!
Like that. Oh, if you had just promised me Danielson is going to be on a wrestling show, any wrestling show, I would have instantly bought. Let's fucking go. The fact that we're in a situation right now where we're getting both Danielson and Punk, and in the same fucking show.
There's people that were even like, oh, Punk, is he really even gonna, is this really game-changing? This is Nash and Razor jumping. But even in that extent, this is bigger kind of than Nash and Razor jumping.
These are literally, two top stars. Literally, both posters, buildings, had their faces on them, on the WWE marquee. These were the guys, Punk and Bryan. And now they're coming over to AEW.
Meltzer had mentioned that he had known of two signings that pretty much were set in stone, and that was the Aleister Black situation and Daniel Bryan. Which is crazy to think that that's been going on for all these months, that was already in the works. Well, when Bryan said he was leaving, he fucking meant it finally for once.
Well, you had to think of, they had always, the report was, whoever had the deal with New Japan, because that's apparently where Bryan really wants to go to. Whoever had that deal was probably going to be the favorite. And since like AEW's got this whole working agreement with New Japan, like obviously that tipped the favorite. So you had a feeling that this was coming. You just didn't know when or where.
I didn't think it was going to be as quick and like it was precise as it's being like announced. Like I would have expected like a surprise or like even like little tidbits maybe after All Out or something. But the fact that it's so close now to All Out, so close to the New York debut, to the Jersey debut, like
that's
holy
it.
shit! Like what the hell is happening right now? And
there's something I want to say. There's something I want to say. It really does that. You know how we said this has like the outsiders feel, you know, with Hall and Nash jumping? This is different though to that because Hall and Nash jump, you know, because of the paychecks. Can we all be clear?
Yeah, 100%.
That's why Hall and Nash pay. Well, and although, let me be clear, Bryan, Danielson, and CM Punk will get paid well, okay? There's still love for the. I wouldn't say maybe less so with Punk, but with Danielson, with Bryan, we know he has love for the business. This is a huge fucking revolution deal which is going through right here.
This is going to make news. This is a huge game changer. You know, when Nash when Nash jumped ship, you were looking at a man who had just been world champion for a year and jumped ship. That was a huge deal because you never saw that. Daniel Bryan was just champion, 2 years ago? Was just in the main event of WrestleMania a few months ago and was a main focal point, not just within the main show, but behind the scenes, also doing charity work. This is a huge get as a personality for your spokesman to be outside of this. Daniel Bryan is a huge asset to this company. And bringing Punk in, you're going to get all those lapsed wrestling fans who left when Punk left. They're going to come back now because they're like, holy shit, my savior, CM Punk is back. What the hell? I got to see what he's going to do. I mean, there's a lot of people who have been shitting on like, oh, well, he's been gone for 9 years. His UFC career bombed and all this other junk. And yeah, I agree too. Do I think Punk is going to be the same Punk that we saw wrestle all those years ago? I don't really know if that's going to be the case. He might have a whole different outlook. But I do know the one thing that's going to stay the same, and that's his voice. Mm-hmm. And while I might not be the biggest Punk fan personally, I know how much he speaks to people. And that's a huge thing. These are two guys that speak to the wrestling fan and to the lapsed fan. And to have them on your show, which is already doing gangbusters as it is, we could be looking at a 2 million, over 2 million view type deal. And if they can get over 2 million, while the W can't, at least on the Raw end of things, that alone is a scary future to be looking at, but an amazing time for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fucking, I'm gonna cry. Like when it happens, it's just there will be tears, and you will be hearing.
I mean, now the question is, when does it happen? Because if it is true, and that both parties have already signed, and as we know, if that's the case, that means and by now Daniel's contract will have at least expired on the no compete clause. When does it happen?
I know for a fact.
Do they both happen at the same time?
No.
Does.
Nah, I don't think you do it both. I think Hakeem on Twitter pretty much said it perfectly. Like, Bryan should be at the Asher Stadium. That's where he should be. He doesn't have to compete. Like, these guys don't have to compete, like, at all. Like, they don't have to. Like, they can just...
I don't think Punk is going to be I'm on TV every week type of deal. But I can easily see Bryan being...
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You know, there's so many people who are all like... There's so many people who are hoping for, like, oh, they both win the world title from Kenny Omega. These two guys never need to be AEW world champion to still be the top fucking deal.
Oh, absolutely.
I do think Bryan wins it though.
I think out of the I agree. I think out of the two of them, Bryan probably has the better shot at being the world champion. I don't think Punk will ever be AEW world champion. It's just not needed. He doesn't need to be. The fact that they have Punk is already the success story.
But I think for the fact is that they've already, like, now that this whole thing started, like, there were reports saying that they already had, like, solid plans going into All Out, but now of this whole situation, they've had to drastically change things to give you a pretty good idea of how serious they're fucking taking this shit. But yeah.
I mean, the general opinion is either Punk shows up at All Out or the Dynamite beforehand.
Do it at All Out. Do it at All Out. Make, like...
People are saying doing it at the Dynamite to get those last-minute pays for All Out. But I don't know. I don't know. It could be either way. I do agree. I think, Daniel Bryan, you could save for the big New York show. Because it'll be in New York. That'll be a huge pop. But like we mentioned earlier, this new major event, could it be something maybe catering towards one of these two guys' debuts?
Could be.
We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out on that.
But, like, it's just, what a chaotic week.
What a chaotic week of wrestling. And we're not even, like, and we're not done yet.
We're not even done. Just like the names that were, with Nick Gage, he's on AEW, and now Punk and Bryan might be coming in, or pretty much are coming into AEW.
Yeah.
I throw out the shout that I haven't seen a lot of people say, but what about AJ?
Styles?
No, Lee.
Oh, AJ Lee. Oh, isn't she?
I'd love to see.
Maybe.
Isn't she still like an author or something?
But I mean, why? I mean, she doesn't have to come back to wrestle, but come back on TV or something.
I mean,
sure. I'd love to see AJ back. I
know you would.
But like, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool shout. Why not? Even if she was like a backstage type of like a coach, she's one of the best in terms of character for women. She could be a good help to a lot of these other girls that still need to find something in them to make them stand out. There's a lot of good that could be coming from all this. Does Brie Bella come over eventually? Like, what the hell could that be like if the Bellas were split up or something? Like, there's a lot of interesting ideas that could. I mean, listen, the Bellas, for all the shit that they get in the ring, are amazing spokespeople outside of it when it comes towards the work that they do for WWE. And there's a lot of people who love the Bellas that aren't wrestling fans, but they know who they are. It's going to be a very interesting rest of this year for AEW in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things have gotten crazy, if I'm allowed to say it.
Well, I guess we're just going to have to see how things really turn out over these past few months, because, they're about to get fucking crazy.
The rest of this summer is going to be very, very, pay attention, because so much is happening everywhere.
Almost every day.
Almost every day lately, there's something new related, and it's always in AEW's favor and never in the Fed's favor.
Ain't that
That's a good thing. But I do believe I'm going to take a small sabbatical. I'll be here to chime in if I need to, because it looks like HITKID and Zaire are going to go take us over a trip to the land of the rising sun to talk about some New Japan Pro Wrestling that had occurred this past weekend at their Grand Slam show.
Yes, sir. New Japan Pro Wrestling's Grand Slam, their show in the summer at the Tokyo Dome. And
it felt different for a Tokyo Dome show.
It was very much different because this one was...
I heard...
It reminded me of the old All Japan Tokyo Dome show days.
So, I tried paying attention to what I can through Twitter, like people who are watching it and seeing things. I did not watch the show.
I was dead at this moment of watching the show. I had been awake for 24 hours by the time I was watching this show.
Jesus, kid.
Yeah.
I heard that the crowds still can't participate.
No, they can't.
Inside of the Tokyo Dome, even?
No. COVID. They're just now getting the vaccine over there, so it's like...
Shit. Well, I mean, I heard that really affected this show.
I know a lot of people that don't like the whole clapping situation. I'm not a big fan of it, but I get it. You don't want to be spreading around, germs, because Japan, even in itself, is very health conscious. So that...
But if that's the case, then I would just not have fans.
Look, we've had this conversation before. They're not going to stop unless, again, they get put on another lockdown. And even then, they still run shows. So it's like, I get them not liking that the fans can't make noise, and that kind of takes them out of the show. I personally, I don't mind it. I would like them to make noise again, but then again, I understand why they can't, so I'm not gonna...
It's not our choice.
Yeah,
I get that, but then when I hear that there's, like, tag team matches that are going, like, 40 minutes, and there's no crowd, why?
Look.
Like, then just don't make the shows as long as they are. Just cut the matches down.
Well, you need to make... They're only putting on, like, 5 matches for their Tokyo show. You gotta make sure, like, these people come out and get their fucking money's worth.
I guess, but that also isn't, like, that's also New Japan's problem right now, is the half of their roster is still not around. I don't know, it just feels, I mean, even from what I see or hear about booking-wise, minus the COVID, the booking seems to be all fucking over the place there.
We will get to that in about a few seconds, because before...
But if there was one thing I was able to see some glimpses of, was this batshit Rumble thing.
Oh! Well, alright, we might as well talk about the worst thing on the show to get this out of the way.
It looked really fun to me.
Fucking... No. Alright, so they posted on Twitter, like, for the Rambo, what would you prefer? That the participants have to do the Rambo handcuffed, or they have to do the Rambo blindfolded? So, of course...
Should have been both.
So, fucking the handcuff thing won. Here's the thing. It wasn't a thing where the guys came out and they have to wrestle handcuffed. It was the thing that was like there were handcuffs on both sides of the ring, and you had to try to handcuff your opponent to the thing.
There was handcuffs on the outside, by the way. There was handcuffs on the outside.
It was like cuffed in the cage.
Yes!
Oh my god.
And
I love that match.
So awful. Because nobody wanted to do the fucking handcuff spots. Everybody was just going through their normal shit. It was just... It was so unorganized and bad and just bad.
But isn't that the point of this KOPW thing?
Yeah,
that it's supposed to be bad and all over the place?
That's why I fucking hate it!
I think it's awesome.
It was this match. The only thing I'm happy about this match was the result.
Really? You like Chase Owens winning the KOPW?
Yeah, he deserves it. It's by the time he got something, yeah.
Dude, he is legitimately the lowest on the totem pole. He's lower than Yujiro!
I'm not backing down on this. I'm happy for him that he got this.
Yeah.
Plus, I think a few of the KOPW matches now might be a bit more violent and a bit more entertaining, so I'm fine with it.
I have no faith in Chase Owens as the KOPW holder. I
liked it.
I think if you wanted to tell people we don't give a shit about this goddamn trophy, giving it to Chase Owens is a very good way to show that we don't intend to take this seriously. But, yeah, near the end of the match, fucking the Bullet Club is pretty much running roughshod over the match in general. Fucking...
Something we need to mention for later on. Evil was supposed to be in this match, but Dick Togo took his place.
Yeah, well, oh god, we'll talk about Evil.
Yeah, we're gonna get into a rant.
So, fucking, Yujiro hits Yano with his pole, then Chase Owens pours fucking dust or powder into the eyes of Yano, and then gets the victory. On Yano, he gets the 3. Chase Owens is your new KOPW trophy title winner. I don't know. I don't know what to take from this. It is what it is. But after that, we get on to the actual show, which was opened by Hiromu coming out.
issuing a challenge.
Yeah, pretty much to whoever won the IWGP Championship match. But just a good way, because Hiromu's always just full of energy, so he's there to hype up the crowd, get them ready for the show. It's a good role for him. But he will not have that role for much longer, considering he's ready to go whenever they want him to. But the actual show starts. Our first match of the night. El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori take on the Mega Coaches of Rocky Romero and Ryusuke Taguchi. Taiji coming off of a loss to El Desperado for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. So now he's defending the belts with LP and Taiji against Rocky and Taguchi, who have been tag teaming since Rocky got back to Japan. This was a fun match. They did a lot of stuff in this. Like, they did a lot of comedy
stuff. This was a hell of a match.
I thought Rocky looked fantastic in this match. I thought LP...
He did.
I thought LP gave one of his best...
That moonsault!
Yes!
That
moonsault!
Holy shit!
That Asahi moonsault that he did... insane. Like, the fucking tightrope Asahi moonsault was ridiculous.
The fucking rail to the Tokyo Dome floor.
It was... Look,
crazy shit.
I give LP a lot of shit, and for good reason. It's because when...
That's the feedback.
It's when... when...
Feedback's favourite wrestler. We should mention that. Feedback's favourite New Japan wrestler.
We're gonna have to get him on the show so we can elaborate on what the fuck that's about.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask him to be our guest this week, but I was like, there's no way he watched Homecoming.
Yeah. So I liked LP, I give him a lot of shit, but that's because when I see him perform, and I've seen how good he is, like, I've seen his match against Rocky, and his matches with Ospreay. When the dude wants to go, he can fucking go. So it's like...
This is good. I liked the ending as well for this.
Alright.
You saw the ending.
Yeah, I saw the ending. So... Wait a second, what was the ending again?
The story of this match was the Mega Coaches were trying to prove that Phantasmo has been working with a loaded boot at long last, for
that's right! So, it's like...
So, Taguchi, during the ankle lock, actually gets the boot off.
Yeah, he gets
the foot off.
He looks
in there, and it's like a kid in a candy store. He's like, look, probably a piece of metal, maybe attached, to the shoe or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, ref, look, he wants to show the ref, but Ishimori distracts the ref, as we all know.
So
when that happens, ELP goes with the Johnny Cage to...
the cock punch!
Yeah.
And then
from there, it's the CR2.
The CR2 gets the victory.
So
it is proven that after all this time, I believe a year, fucking LP has been using a loaded boot for this fucking super kick. So now we know he's full of shit and that he's been bullshitting everybody. But, no, I thought this was really fun. I thought they gave these guys a lot of time, which was cool. You don't usually get to see the IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles feel like they're important compared to everything else. But I'm glad they gave...
Oh, it's important, yeah.
I'm glad they gave them time. I'm glad they gave them the tools to work, the tools in which to put on a great performance, and they did. I really liked this match. But talking about matches that I really, really liked, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. El Desperado taking on Robbie Eagles. Robbie, last month, made his return in video form, challenging whoever the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion was at the time, whether it be Desperado or Ishimori, at Wrestle Grand Slam. And so here we are. Robbie makes his return back to New Japan. It should be stated that I believe like 24 hours before this event, he had gotten a pin on El Desperado. So he's already coming into this match with a lot of momentum. And these two put on a wrestling clinic. They were completely working over each other's legs. A lot of a lot of groundwork on this one.
Not a high-flying junior heavyweight title match, more of a technically based one.
Yeah, absolutely. Just very, very good stuff. A lot of callbacks from their match from the Best of the Super Juniors, which I still tout as one of my favorite matches from that tournament. A lot of the times, Robbie is trying to get all of his signature offense in, but El Desperado either goes for the leg or he's just like, he has all of his moves scouted. And so, like, Desperado's again working over his leg a lot, and so Robbie Eagles decides to return the favor. He starts going after El Desperado's leg, and that was all, of course, set up into what would eventually happen. Some good back and forth here. Robbie was able to hit his, I don't know what
double backpack.
Yeah, the backpack.
That backpack into the driver.
Yes,
as I like to call it.
El Desperado was able to hit his Guitarra de Angel, or at least a Blue Thunder Bomb version of it. He has a great looking stretch muffler as well, which I don't think gets enough credit. But also Robbie hitting a sick springboard drop kick to the leg of El Desperado, which I thought was really cool. But the ending of the match came when Desperado was down and out. Robbie went to the top rope, hit the 450 on the leg of Desperado, locks in that
the Ron Miller special.
Yeah, the Ron Miller special. He's holding on to this thing for dear life. Desperado trying not to tap, but Robbie just keeps wrenching on it. And at that point, Desperado has no choice. He taps out. New IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, Robbie Eagles. I believe the first Australian Junior Heavyweight Champion in that company's history. So that was very cool.
The most relevant thing to Australian sports from now on is Robbie Eagles. I had to get that dig in as I'm a Brit.
It's so not. Oh my god! So this kind of surprised me because I thought now that Hiromu's cleared, they would go straight into Desperado versus Hiromu.
I think they're saving Despy forces Hiromu for the Dome. I think Eagles' reign is going to be a short one, sadly.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. But it was a very good moment for Robbie. I know a lot.
Oh, but wait, let me just say this. Eagles versus Hiromu is going to be a completely different style match.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to go balls to the wall when their match comes. Their fucking Best of the Super Juniors match was crazy as well, so very much hoping for...
And Eagles beat him in the BOSJ.
Yeah. So hopefully they can go just as crazy for the title. But after that, we go on to a special singles match between Kazuchika Okada and
I like this a
Jeff
lot.
Cobb. Yeah, this was really good. And
this was really good. And I loved the storytelling in this.
So basically, Cobb is just one
monster.
Bad motherfucker. And normally Okada's usually like he's the bigger man in the fight. Like, he's taller, he's bigger. He doesn't work
on this occasion.
No. Cobb was completely in control of Okada for the good majority of this match. He was running over this motherfucker. Okada tried to outstrike him, couldn't do that. He tried to go for a signature offense. He couldn't do that because Cobb would just muscle out of it or come up with something else. It was to the point where Okada looked almost completely unmatched. There was a spot in the match where where Okada tries to goes for the pescado to the outside. Cobb catches him, transitions into a fucking stalling running suplex on the outside. That looked fucking disgusting. But being as Okada is, eventually, of course, he would find his way back into the match. He would start hitting all of his signature offense. And I know that I've seen some takes on Twitter saying that, like, Okada looked like he was reeling it in and whatever, but if this is Okada, like,
Okada's still doing with a bad back, I believe.
you have to remember, like, this dude's, like, still fucked. Like, this dude's still very much not 100%.
He's still doing matches like this?
Yeah. And the fact that he would let Cobb just throw him around like he did in this match while he still has a fucked up back, props. Absolutely nothing but respect for Okada. But, match comes in. Okada's starting to look like he's got this match back in his favor. He starts hitting all of his signature maneuvers. He tried to go for the Rainmaker at one point, but fucking Cobb just reels back and takes his head off with a sick-ass lariat that looked very fucking cool. Another positive of this match, not once did he go for the fucking money clip. There was no
favorite move.
Shut the hell up. There was no money clip at all during this fucking match, which, thank God, hallelujah. This is probably why this match felt as smooth as it did, because it did.
The ending.
Oh, yeah.
The ending I adored.
So, near the end, Okada's got Jeff Cobb dead to rights, going for the Rainmaker. Cobb then looked like
almost turns it into Tour of the Islands.
Tour of the Islands. Okada gets out of that. Looks like he's about to hit him with the air raid crash. Tries to go for the air raid crash neckbreaker. Jeff Cobb tries to get out of that. Tries to turn it into something else. Okada quickly rolls him up, though. Gets both legs stacked up. 1, 2, 3. Quick roll-up victory for Okada.
Thing which has become a weapon of Okada's. He's Jericho, Omega. And now he's done Cobbin with it.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of the surprise roll-up.
Wrestling.
Absolutely. He realized he couldn't beat Cobb with just his signature moves, so he had to resort to something else. This is how wrestling should work.
Yeah, and then we took a little intermission, if I remember.
Yeah.
And then on to, I'm going to say something a bit controversial right now. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the top 3 greatest IWGP heavyweight tag title bouts.
I honestly couldn't tell you like much mini tag team title match in New Japan that was better than this.
Maybe Bucks GOD?
No, I like this way better than Bucks and GOD.
I thought that was good though, but that was near the top of my list. But this for me might be the greatest in the 20th century. Yeah, definitely.
This was
holy shit! Was this a match?
Fucking fantastic. Naito,
all 4 of them.
Naito, Sonata taking on Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Sabre Jr., Taichi. Jesus Christ! Fucking a round of applause for all 4 of these men for just fucking bringing it, especially Zack. Because, good lord, this man sold his ass off for this match.
Yeah.
So, Dangerous Tekkers, they're like, at first they're seen as the heels going into this one. Like, Naito and Sonata are very much, the crowd favorites in this one. But as the match keeps going on, they slowly start becoming, the sympathetic baby faces in a sense. Because
Naito is in full dick mode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, because as soon as they start targeting Zack's leg, that is when they became, unintentional baby faces for the match. So Naito and Sonata are taking full advantage of Zack's leg, which is very much compromised for the match. You could tell because Zack's trying to do his usual, Zack's Sabre shtick, but he can't. Because
roll-ups, the submissions.
Yeah, because every single time he tries to, Sonata or Naito go after the leg of Zack Zack has to fight back as much as he possibly can. From that point, it's up to Taichi to carry most of the weight, and carry most of the weight he did, because this was probably one of the best performances he's ever had. Like,
oh yeah,
he was like full on. Like, a lot of people can't, like, I know a lot of people during like throughout his career looked at him and like couldn't believe that this was one of the students of Toshiaki Kawada, and for good reason, because like a lot of his years in professional wrestling, he wasn't that good, but he has really turned over a new leaf over these past.
Taichi was great in this match. Taichi was great.
He was running wild on Sonata and Naito. He was hitting kicks. He was hitting axe bombers. He hit a fucking dangerous fucking backdrop on.
I am petitioning for next year in New Japan. Give Taichi a shot at the double gold, please.
Oh yeah,
he's fucking earned it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's earned it now.
A fucking IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. Especially now with the performance that he's getting, like just one match.
I think he's a fit. I think he will next year win the New Japan Cup. I'm calling it now. Taichi wins next year's New Japan Cup.
So there's like a lot of stuff. Like they perform like a lot of double team maneuvers in this one. One that I specifically liked, it was like fucking Sonata hits a drop kick to the back. Naito hits a Enziguri, and then Sonata hits a backdrop, and then Naito runs off the ropes for the roll-up. I thought that was going to be the end of the match, and then it wasn't. Fucking, I know Zack and Taichi, they got like this, it's assisted Black Mephisto that they do, but he wasn't able to get it at all during this match. Finish of it came when like it was down to Zack and Naito. And so Naito is pretty much in control of Zack. He's going after the leg. They're going back and forth. They're trading shots and whatever. I believe Naito tried to go for the Destino once again, but Zack out of fucking nowhere blocks it.
Driver.
Huh?
He blocked it with he went for the Destino twist and he turned it into a counter, if you remember, like a roll-up counter.
Yeah, he counted it to the...
And the beautiful thing is, the commentary... This is where I have to give Kevin Kelly a lot of credit. And yeah, I'm actually going to shout out Kevin Kelly here, because he mentioned how Zack was looking for that counter the night before. If you remember.
Yeah.
In that...
During his match with Naito, yeah. But he gets it. He was able to get he was somehow able to get the European clutch in. He only had one leg to do so he had to keep on like putting on weight and then taking off weight off the leg, which I thought was a real good. But he gets it in, gets the 3. Dangerous Tekkers are the new IWGP Tag Team Champions again, which means we are 1-1 between Naito and Sonata and the Dangerous Tekkers. Hopefully, we get the rubber match, but considering that Goto and Yoshihashi are now getting themselves involved, this thing just got a little bit...
Me and Tahai were like, fuck off tacos and fuck off Lusoto.
You said, I never said anything about it. I will say fuck off tacos.
I said it.
You are not,
I said it. We don't want you to.
You are not going to make me disrespect fucking Goto.
Fucking will and happily.
3-time New Japan Cup winner.
His heavyweight title.
Look.
Where is it?
Where is it? This man has won almost every single other belt, and you're just gonna go.
Where is it?
You suck. After
speaking of the heavyweight title, which Goto will never win, we're on to that next.
Our main event match of the evening. It is Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Shingo Takagi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Now, originally, this was supposed to be
Tanahashi.
No, this was supposed to be Kota Ibushi,
Ibushi
versus Shingo Takagi. However, it turns out Ibushi had been out with aspiration pneumonia for a good week. And we only found out about it like a few days ago. At the day of the show, Ibushi posted a cryptic tweet pretty much saying, like, this thing's not going to stop me from giving you guys the performance that you guys want and whatever. So everyone was scared, like, oh god, is he actually going to come onto this show and compete? Apparently,
New Japan stopped him.
Yeah, apparently New Japan put a stop. Like, no, you're not doing that. You're staying home. You're getting rest and whatnot.
Which was the right call.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when you got a sickness like pneumonia. I know firsthand that like that shit sucks. And that takes a while to recover from.
Totally the right call by what do you call it, by New Japan.
Yeah.
But my fucking god, there is someone I am praising for this main event. I'm praising both guys, but my fucking god. Ladies and gentlemen, the legend of Hiroshi Tanahashi continues to grow.
The greatest of all time.
I love how he's fucking deafened and muted in this Discord call we're in right now. I love how he's deafened and muted right now.
Well, he
hasn't deafened and muted.
Undeafened and muted. Fucking greatest of all time. The
greatest of fucking all time. Show some fucking respect to the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
This man, this
is GOAT status.
Fucking man, he's... I don't know how... Legitimately, 44 years old. Bad knees and all. Dude can barely move as it is. Like, every single part of his body is...
GOAT status.
Is like, near... Like, he has to be nearing down. Like, his time has to be winding down sooner rather than later. But, my god, is that dude gonna go out in a fucking blaze of glory, because he fucking brought it in this fucking main event. Shingo and Tanahashi go out and have quite possibly the match of the year in this main event. Just unbelievable stuff. Storytelling, the selling, the fucking, it
was beautiful.
The action of it all, just amazing.
The best thing about this match was for me is, let me be clear, everyone knew Shingo was going to win. Can I be clear?
Yes.
Oh my god. Give it to Tanahashi, because he made you believe he was going to pull it off.
He's the fucking ace. He's the
GOAT.
Like the fucking...
He's the GOAT.
Everybody...
Show this motherfucker some respect to a host on this podcast.
Let me tell you this right now. Everybody fucking nowadays uses that fucking moniker. The ace. The ace of something. Like, everybody has... Like, everyone believes, like, they're the ace.
I.e. a fake world champion in DCA. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to say that.
Fucking... God damn it. No hate.
You knew that was coming out to my mouth. You knew that was coming out to my mouth.
We're not kayfabing on this podcast. But no, everybody, and especially in just professional wrestling nowadays, has like that fucking moniker of ace. Like, everyone likes to use, like, I'm the ace of this company or whatever. There is only one fucking ace. There is only one once in a century talent, and it's this fucking man right here. I went into this match believing, alright, they're probably going to give a great match, but we all know Tana's not fucking winning. So, that kind of takes you out of it. Nope! This man made you fucking believe! Made you believe that he was actually gonna fucking beat Shingo. That is how fucking good Hiroshi Tanahashi is. This man hit the fucking Kamigoye into a fucking high fly flow. I was like, oh my god, is he actually gonna fucking win? He didn't actually win. But my god, did he come close. Shingo, on the other hand, fucking... It's very close between him and Omega for Wrestler of the Year. And at this point, I'm kind of leaning towards Shingo, because between this match and the match he already had with Tanahashi for the Never title back at New Beginning, and the fucking matches he just had with Ospreay, I don't fucking know how you don't give Wrestler of the Year to fucking Shingo.
There's a factor right now. That, for me, is the real big favourite, possibly, for the January 4th main event.
If Ospreay is, like, legitimate... They haven't told us.
I think he'll be back around Christmas. I know it's a neck injury.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be back around Christmas, New Year.
Well,
if I'm thinking months-wise.
Well, if that's the case, then, unless they do a 2-night event for Wrestle Kingdom, because then he won't be back in time for the G1, which is...
Yeah, definitely not.
So,
and he shouldn't be doing the G1 with a bum neck, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Rest that fucker fully.
Absolutely.
But give me Shingo Ospreay for both belts. Like, with
if they're gonna do if they're gonna do 2 nights again, I would say sure, why not? But we're gonna have to see. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal performance from Shingo in this one again. Just sticking in there. The fucking devastating pumping bomber nearly took Tana's head off. Fucking, there's at one point he hit a snap Last of the Dragon on Tanahashi, and I thought he fucking killed him.
I thought he murdered him with that.
Dropping him on his neck and all. It was so fucking good. So fucking
overall good show.
Yeah, fantastic.
And then it was fucking the ending.
Alright, so
this motherfucker.
Alright, to put everything in perspective here. Shingo wins with the Last of the Dragon. Both these men very much spent. Shingo gets on the mic. He's thanking Tana for the match. He's thanking everybody else from coming out here. Like, he's looking like a champion, feeling like a champion. And then lights go out. And like, oh boy, some shit is. I would have preferred it being Sabu, because I had my hopes up, thinking, oh boy, lights are out. Some shit's about to happen. Who's there? Is this a return? Is someone debuting? Let me find out. And then I hear
fucking evil.
The fucking music, and I groaned so fucking loudly. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Because this part I had heard of, obviously, from the reactions people had. Before you guys get into the rant, because I know it's going to happen, I want to ask this question.
Uh-huh.
With Okada pretty much sidelined at the moment, with Ibushi hurt at the moment.
He does say fucking evil has a chance to win the title.
No. This question I'm asking is, who else is there?
Anyone!
Sonata!
Anyone! Sonata! Naito! Taichi! Ishii! Goto! Suzuki! You can fucking throw in goddamn Kojima in there!
But this is New Japan, a company that prides itself on making sure that the world title scene is consistently the same people that are always going after the belt. Suzuki hasn't gone after it in a long time. Naito is pretty much done. Sonata is a joke.
It looks tough.
No, but like, he had the belt. Like, I don't think.
Go back on mute.
I also don't see them having.
Go back on mute.
I don't see them having infighting like that yet.
Go back on mute.
I think you're going to save Naito and Shingo.
Well, there has been.
Oh my god.
There has been a lot. Like, it's been speculated that they might. Like, that might be the Wrestle Kingdom match they go with, is Naito and Shingo. Like, that might be the match that they might build up to.
The most blasphemous take I have heard.
They gave the belt to Evil during COVID. They put themselves in this position. Evil is now a top guy for them. It's good. This sadly happens. I don't like it either, but
it's I fucking hate it.
Alright, so lights go out, Evil's thing pops up, lights go out again, Evil's back in the ring, he attacks Shingo, hits him with everything is evil, and not one reaction. Not one fucking anything! They didn't do anything! He hits him with everything is evil, and it's silence! It's deafening silence. But that's exactly what you get with Evil every single time he's out there.
Wasn't it already silent because they can't chant?
They can clap. They can do something.
Oh, there wasn't even clapping.
There wasn't clapping. There was nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's because he's the heel in a sense.
But even still, they've done it for other heels. They clap for Jay. They clap for Kenta. They clap for the other members of Bullet Club. But they never fucking do anything for Evil. Which should tell you how fucking god-awful of an idea Bullet Club Evil has been over the past year. This man legitimately went from being one of the top new faces in New Japan that everybody was excited to see for as he grew into his fucking role to probably the worst wrestler on this fucking roster. And that includes a roster that has fucking Yujiro Takahashi.
I think it's also they put themselves in this position when they decided that the IC belt was just not needed when that's bullshit. Because the IC belt, I think, is perfect for somebody like Evil.
Exactly! To this day,
but now you don't have that mid-card title, so Evil technically gets pushed in this position because of it. And
I can't believe it. I can't believe they ended the show like that. And to be quite honest, I loved the show. That was literally one of my favorite shows of this entire year. Fuck, dude. Fuck, you could have saved that for like a...
like a dick kick. Felt like a dick kick.
You could have saved that for like a backstage...
Save it for Kurikan!
Yeah, you could have saved that for Kurikan. That could have been a backstage thing, and we could have found out like later on Twitter, Evil's challenging for Shingo. You didn't have to ruin that. You didn't have to do that. But, yeah. It was what it was. Evil's challenging for the belt. Hope to God he doesn't actually win it, but it is what it is.
Oh God, if he wins it. Oh no.
If he wins, that's it.
I don't think they're gonna make that.
I don't think they're going to do it. But if by some off chance it does happen, I'm done. I can't take it anymore. I gave it the first chance, and it nearly fucking killed me, and it killed my interest in watching New Japan on.
If Evil wins, me and Sahara are going to go on the biggest, wildest fucking runs ever.
It'll be a rant, and then it'll be followed by me canceling that fucking subscription and just not watching for a good while.
Not till Dome.
Probably not till maybe after Dome. I don't know. But yeah, that was Wrestle Grand Slam. Very good show in my opinion. Just kind of topped off by a very shitty ending. But with that, we got technically.
I'm so ready. I'm back.
Technically, 2 more shows to call, but it's all part of one big weekend. GCW Homecoming.
Woo!
Took place.
Oh my God!
What a
fucking show!
This first night, I have to say, good God! I don't think American independent wrestling has been this hot in a fucking long while.
I ask you, Zahaya. I know HITKIDS a bit more frequent with it, but like on a general sense, how many GCW shows do you watch normally when they do this?
I watch the collective shows, and then like if they have like a match or something that very much interests me, because they have been known to put on matches that I've been very interested in the past. Like I watched the fucking Ricky Shane Page and Nick Gage match. I think it was like a year ago. Because everybody was fucking talking about
Ricky Run.
Yeah,
from Ricky Run.
Because they were talking about the fucking ending to it, and everybody throwing trash. I was like, all right, I gotta watch this match.
We got that again.
But I am very much familiar with Game Changer Wrestling. I've known about them for a few years now. So none of these guys were very much new to me, except for a few people, but we'll get to that. But let's just get...
Beforehand, just overall, for the 2 days, over, under, positive, or negative for you?
Oh, very positive.
Positive.
Because I know I'm like the indie guy here of the show.
There was obviously some stuff, and it's just general American indie stuff that annoys me. But overall, I found myself having a very good time with this show. Mainly, this crowd carried a lot.
The crowd was absolutely insane, and I still hate the fact that I wasn't there.
But
you would have been there usually.
I would have been at this show if it wasn't for the fact that my vacation literally came in the same weekend. So sad days for me. But hopefully I'll be at the next show. I like I said, I will be at the next VXS show, which is in a few weeks, and so we'll do another quick review of that as well. But this 2 nights. Yeah, I keep saying it, and I'll never not say it, that Game Changer Wrestling is the pinnacle of independent professional wrestling right now in the world today. This show is all of the hype and the energy that old school PWG had, that old school ROH had, that CZW wishes it did have after, like, Nick Mondo left. And to anybody that says it's a glorified deathmatch company, you're fucking wrong.
Well, let's get right into it. First match of the night. We start off with Marco Stunt going up against...
He's back!
Starboy Charlie. Yeah, I heard this was his big return.
This was Marco's first match back since getting signed with AEW. He was supposed to come back at the Collective last year. Jurassic Express were supposed to make a return to fight Young, Dumb, and Broke. That did not end up happening. The Collective
this year.
Yeah. So, but instead we got him against Starboy Charlie, the 18-year-old sensation Starboy Charlie.
I got it, because I'll save my general thoughts after we get to his match with Gresham, but just letting it be known, I'm very much...
What a breakout weekend for him.
I'm very high on Starboy Charlie. The dude's going to be...
Oh, yeah. That
dude's going to be big.
Hey guys, a heads up, I'm going to be going in 20 minutes, so I do want to get to the main short points in a little bit. Okay?
Alright, yeah, we'll go through this. Yeah, Marco Stunt, Starboy Charlie, just a very good, fast-paced contest, really got the crowd into this. Marco, looking kind of jacked here.
Yeah.
Looking kind of, compared to Starboy Charlie.
Yeah, Starboy Charlie, if you're not familiar, like I said, he's 18 years old, literally a wet noodle.
Yeah.
He's very, like, Zack Sabre-esque with his body type.
Yeah.
Like, not very, chiseled, but still defined.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of comparisons with Starboy and Zack Sabre, besides the flippy stuff that Starboy does. But for an opening contest, this was really fun and entertaining, and the crowd was hot for it. And I think I think this might have been the best Marco Stunt match I've ever seen.
Definitely.
These guys were just going at it. Fast-paced action throughout. Fucking Marco was in big boy moves. He was in fucking lariats here and there. Like, he was looking real good in that match. Yeah. I very much enjoyed this. Marco gets the victory on Starboy, which would be the reoccurring theme here for Charlie when we get to night number 2. Second match, Tony Deppen taking on Ninja Mac. Now, before this, I had never heard of Ninja Mac before.
Ninja Mac! currently the Kamikaze in AAA.
The one gif on Twitter, if y'all saw it. Moonsault.
Oh yeah, dude knows how to fucking do the flips. I thought that was one of the most impressive things in this is triple moonsault and then a fucking Sasuke special.
Fucking triple fucking cartwheel Sasuke special. I've literally never seen anything like that before.
Now, sadly, there's some bad news regarding Ninja Mac. We'll talk about that when Night 2 comes up.
Okay.
Wait, is he legit hurt to after that?
It was kind of confirmed that he had cracked his skull. And we'll talk about the spot where that happened.
Well, you guys can talk about that, because I'm only going to be the last one.
Again, I love Tony Deppen. He's so fucking fire. He's so good. I enjoyed this.
This very much seemed like, I don't know, Ninja Mac was very much on, I'm going to get my shit in this contest. Meanwhile, Tony, you can do all the work. And which was what this match felt like. I'm not saying it was a bad match, but
this was one of the matches where I felt PWG-esque.
Yeah.
A lot of spots for the sake of it. Ninja Mac feels like a PWG wrestler. Ninja Mac is cool. I think he's very athletic. I'm not the biggest, Ninja Mac fan, but I enjoy watching him when he wrestles. I love Tony Deppen. I can't say that enough, how much I love Tony Deppen.
Tony Deppen.
So, this match was fine for what it was.
Tony Deppen's got status.
This match was fine for what it was. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Tony Deppen has my heart. He's a gem. I love him, and I always will. It's exactly my type of wrestler. So, yeah. Tony would get the victory on Ninja Mac. Do you remember what the finish was?
I don't.
Nope, I was dead. I was dead.
I will tell you this. Until the match after next, this match and the next one, which I believe is the AJ Gray Nolan Edward match, I won't say what had happened, but the day before this show, I had done a substance that you could put on a pizza. And I was feeling those effects the day after, so I was very tired coming into day one of GCW. So the tail end of the Deppen match and all of the AJ Gray Nolan Edward match, I took a 12-minute power nap, so I don't have any answer for that. But after that, I was awake for the rest of the show.
So did you not see AJ Gray versus...
No, I still have to go back to it, and I was really upset because that was one of the matches I was very much looking forward to.
Oh, fucking boy, dude.
I hear it was good.
Fucking... This... Oh my god, this is probably one of my favorite matches on the fucking American circuit the whole year.
Now, I know you, the last time you had seen Nolan Edward was in VXS when we reviewed it.
Yeah.
In that whatever triple threat match that was with Dr. Cube and Cole. And I know that you were kind of, you still didn't really know him yet. And, lately he has officially confirmed that he is stepping away from the deathmatch wrestling scene. He says his body is, his body just can't take it at that moment anymore. So he is trying to be more of a legitimate, wrestler with a strong style. And I was very interested to see how he would go up against somebody as phenomenal as AJ Gray, because he is just the fucking man. He is the truth. I heard this match was great from all accounts. I will definitely go back and watch it. So I'll let you talk about it, Zaya.
Only went 7 fucking minutes, but in those 7 minutes, legitimately,
they beat the shit out of each
they
other.
fucked each other up. Fucking chop exchange, forearm exchange. They had the fucking crowd eating out of the palm of their
Also,
hands.
I noticed that Nolan is now wearing the mask in the ring, too.
He's, very much sometimes mask on, sometimes mask off. He wrestled the majority of this match with the mask on. And then, near the end, he just took it off.
But, yeah, I can only imagine how good it was.
Oh my god, it was so fucking good. Oh,
This isn't your first time seeing AJ, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I've seen him wrestle a few times. But,
yeah, AJ Gray, another guy that I will put down as
it's
in a year.
Is amazing.
In the year or two, AJ Gray needs to be with a company.
He had my second favorite entrance of this whole night.
Oh, his entrances are always fantastic.
Fucking Waka Flocka Flame. Goddamn.
Yeah.
The motherfucking truth.
But, yeah, he gets the victory on Nolan Edwards with I believe...
Oh, he won?
Yeah, he got...
Warrior of Death.
Is that what he calls it?
No, but that's what I'm calling it.
Well,
Fucking lariat of death.
I think it's just like a Stan Hansen like lariat.
Well, he hit
Fucking lariat of death.
He hit a lariat, and then he proceeded to hit him with the Fire Thunder Driver and get the victory there. So that was cool.
The Fire Thunder was the Shadow Driver. Refers him forward. I probably can't remember. My head was fucked at the time I was watching this.
I think it was the Fire Thunder Driver. I'm pretty sure it was. It looked like it, at least. But after that, we go on to Too Cold Scorpio taking on the Grim Reaper.
Hell yeah!
Fucking Scorp is a ledge.
He's ridiculous. He's out of his bucket.
Both of these men are ridiculous. Both of these men are ridiculous. This was one of the other matches I was very much looking forward to, just because of the absolute insanity of both of these men in their late 50s almost.
Fucking Scorpio.
Just doing crazy shit. The joint spots were very entertaining, and there's a spot at the end as Scorpio wins with his fantastic fucking Houston Hangover.
Leg drop.
The inverted leg drop. I don't even know how to call it.
Tumbleweed, he called it back in the day.
Tumbleweed. There you go. That's right. What a match. Again, not very long, but so much shit just back and forth, and some really good comedic spots as well.
I will say that for a match that, like, this was a batshit crazy match. Not everything they did looked good, but considering their age and everything, you can obviously let that go. The fact that they're still able to do half the shit that they did in this match at their age is
legend.
It's ridiculous.
Stop the legend.
Speaking of Too Cold, when I go to VXS, he'll be challenging Willie Mack.
Holy shit, that's a match.
I have to watch that now. I gotta watch that.
So that's a thing that's going to be happening in a few weeks. So Too Cold's still just kicking it. You know, he's never going to stop. He's in even better shape now than I think he was back then. He's still going and killing it. He could still do all the crazy stuff that he did. Reaper's only been back for a few months at this point now. Really fun little Legends type deal here for Homecoming.
Yeah.
Including one of my favorite things at the end as Reaper laying down. So how does Too Cold try to revive him? He puts the joint in his mouth and he starts giving him the Heimlich. And as he's giving him the Heimlich, little puffs of smoke come out of Green Reaper's mouth. I laughed at that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Amazing. Very
cool match. After that, it's a double title match.
Here we go. This is time for me and Zahaya to completely have different opinions.
GCW Ultraviolent Championship and the BGW Deathmatch Heavyweight Championship.
That's Alex Colon taking on Drew Parker, who's making his GCW return after 2 years of being away.
If I'm not mistaken...
by the way, Drew Parker had just won the BGW.
I was about to say,
24 hours ago.
I was about to say, I just heard that he had just won the belt, so I was like...
Yeah, he had won the belt 24 hours beforehand, hopped on a plane, and made it in to defend the belt.
That's ridiculous.
And not only defend the belt, but then fight again. The exact same type of match.
On the spot. I can't be here for the spot in the second match, but let's just say Drew Parker and needles, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, well, fuck that. Minus the needles. In this match, darts. The name of the game darts.
Oh, yes, I loved it.
But yeah, Zahaya, go ahead, because we were talking, we were back and forth for a few during this. You did not seem to be as enthusiastic about it as I was.
Look, it comes to no surprise to anyone if you know me, or if you've ever talked to me, if we ever had a conversation about wrestling, I am not the biggest fan of deathmatch wrestling. I don't necessarily understand it. I don't get it. It kind of just takes away the aspect, especially when you just go back-to-back deathmatch wrestling and you show no sign of injuries or whatsoever, like Parker did, especially considering how he came into this match and how he came out of it. Like, I don't get it. In terms of deathmatch wrestling matches, I thought this was fine, I guess.
Oh.
I thought
Oh my god.
I thought they worked hard. The stuff that they did would look cool. Great visuals and all that junk. I don't know what you want from me! This is not my style of wrestling, you know that!
Proper death matches take it to you. I thought this was a piece of beautiful violent art.
This was fantastic. Right.
This was beautiful.
It's awesome to see Drew Parker again, because I haven't really, him being in Japan, it's like I said before, it's very hard, unless you're paying for services, to really watch Japanese wrestling. I would love to watch BGW all the time. I just don't have the ability to. So it's great to see Drew back. I love the new look. I love the green hair and everything. It makes him stand out. Alex Colon, what's there to say? Top 3 best deathmatch wrestlers in the world going today. 3-time in a row Tournament of Survival winner. Just all around the deathmatch guy going right now. Besides Nick Gage, because Nick Gage is Nick Gage, but the stuff that Colon does in these matches is just beautiful. And even though this match, I don't think there was anything different that you haven't already seen, they killed it. And like I said, the darts spot was so hard to watch.
The darts in the back. All 3 darts in
Cologne's back, and they were in there deep. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking amazing. I really enjoyed this match. It's my second favorite match of night 1. Obviously, the main event being the main favorite.
Event was
which I assume, Zahaya, you on the other hand, you'll like the main event because it's a bit more story driven.
Yeah.
So you're cool with a deathmatch as long as it's not deathmatch for the sake of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much my thing.
Well, there was still on the line here.
I thought this was 2 deathmatch experts going to war.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
a deathmatch title, which means, of course,
2 deathmatch titles.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense to me.
Well, there's the Japan one and the American one.
No,
I'd like to see these 2. I'd like to see these 2 rerun it. By the way, oh my god!
Oh hell yeah! I would love to see these 2 go at it again. Up to this point, my favorite match of the night. By far, by a million. These 2 were bleeding. Drew Parker's ear, the side of his face was just covered in soaked in blood. It was gnarly to watch. These 2 were awesome.
Simply, and the fact that Parker had to put Colon out to win it.
Absolutely. Which, I was surprised actually that Colon lost, because GCW puts him in such a high pedestal that I was not expecting him to win. I knew that too. There was no way he was losing. But you were after
expecting
the match,
that double knockout or something, weren't you?
And
but then considering what happened afterwards, Drew Parker pretty much saying, "Well, I had to come back here to fight you. I think it's time you come and fight me in Japan." And Colon, with such little response, "Yes, I'm going to fucking Japan." So, yeah. Oh my God, Colon in Japan. Oh
dear God.
There are no rules.
Also, it should be made mention the list of people who want to fight Drew Parker. In a sense, I think we kind of got a guy who will want to fight him tomorrow. Fights tonight too. If you all remember. Didn't someone grab a Drew Parker sign and stamp on it during their entrance on night 2?
Who?
Oh, one silver teeth son of a bitch. Which would be a hell of a match, by the way.
But yeah,
masterclass in a death match.
I thought it was fine. 6-way scramble. After that, we had our intermission, and then we went back. 6-way scramble. Atticus Cougar, Braden Lee,
Kogar.
What?
Kogar.
Atticus Kogar.
Okay. Atticus Kogar, Braden Lee, Dante Leon, Jack Cartwheel, Jordan Oliver, and Shane Mercer.
I love all these guys.
Fucking, it's if you kind of figured it was going to be what it was. Just a bunch of spots. Try to get all these guys over.
Am I allowed to say? Listen. I know we'll be talking about the main event, but am I allowed to say, for me, constantly in GCW, Atticus Kogar this year on the independent circuit, because if you look in every Fed he's in, has to be up there for indie heel of the year.
It seems like they're building him up for a top spot. That seems to be the thing with Atticus. As far as
I think you see the trigger pulled in Chicago next month, in September.
Ooh, that could be the case. But it seemed like there was like only one story, and that seemed to be the story between Atticus and Jordan for most of this match. Everybody else was just there to do shit, which was fine. I didn't really connect with this match because it just seemed to be going at 100 miles per hour, but they did some cool shit. It looked like Jordan Oliver was about to get the victory, but Atticus came in, screwed him over at the last second, and got the win on Jordan. So I can only think that there's going to be something else between those two.
Maybe it freaked up stuffed. The event before Art of War in Chicago.
Maybe.
Atticus, Jordan. And if that match happens, Jordan's getting a head full of green skewers. You know I'm right.
Yeah. But I it was what it was. I enjoyed what I saw. I didn't get much of it, but it was good. GCW tag team titles on the line. The second Gear Crew, Mance Warner and Matthew Justice taking on
against the unlikely team of G Raver and Jimmy Lloyd.
So I had heard that this was the first time these belts have been defended in GCW in like forever.
Because Cyclope and Euroboy, who are from Mexico, won the belts, but they've been quarantined and all that, if you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, see, they had won the belts, I think, a few months prior to COVID. They never really got a shot to really do anything with that, and then COVID occurred, so the belts were stuck. Brett Lauderdale, being the consummate professional he is, made it very clear, I'm not stripping these guys just because of the virus. That would be fucked up of us. So they were like, you keep the belts. As soon as we can work something out, we'll either get you guys back to the States, or we'll figure something out. We'll come to you, which they were able to do.
And they went to Mexico for the Zona 23 show.
So so at the Junkyard in Zona, if you're not familiar,
is that up for pre-order now?
It's up for pre-order on Fight TV right now, so you can watch it. The show had already happened, so there are spoilers out there. If you want to find out, obviously, G Raver and Jimmy Lloyd won the belts. So this was the first time in about 2 years that the tag belts were finally being defended back on American soil within GCW against the amazing team of Matt Justice and Mance Warner. I fucking love these guys.
So you're going to have to explain this match to me, because I was very confused on why Raver and Lloyd were fighting each other.
Well, it's continuation of their story that's been going on for 2 years as well. Back at 2 Cup Stuffed in Chicago, G Raver and Jimmy Lloyd had a death match.
No. I will. Can I come in right now? 2 Cup Stuff. They were a part of a ladder match.
That's right, ladder match. And
G Raver they did the Tournament of Death spot, if you remember, which was in CCW.
Yeah.
Which was a brainbuster onto light tubes on top of a ladder. 8-foot G Raver's whole bicep and handle.
G Raver had lost pretty much all feeling in his hand, to the point that they had to take I'm very interested how this worked. They took nerves away from a different part of his body, I think, and they had to put it into his hand just so he could be able to use it again. That's why if you notice G Raver on his left hand, it's not like a cast, but there's like a hand guard.
Yeah.
That's for that reason, because it had only been like a few months ago.
And this is the reason why there's such a vicious scrub between him.
So G Raver returned back at Tournament of Survival last year, which I was at, initiating his return, lighting Jimmy Lloyd on fire, which I never saw before. They had a match a few months later in a glass ceiling death match, which Jimmy Lloyd, and they had one before. So at that point, they were 1-1 apiece.
Yeah.
And So I guess now only 4 people. So during the Zona tour, they had only sent 4 people to Mexico. Alex Malone, those
Jimmy.
2, and somebody else. I can't remember who. Were all sent down there to compete.
They competed for the tag titles and won them.
And so they did the usual WWE wrestling trope of bitter enemies or tag team. Can they coexist? Obviously, they did not coexist at all because halfway through this match, Raver says, peace out, bitch.
No, he gives him a Meteora, says, fuck.
Yeah, he hits him, and then he says, peace out.
Fuck you, and then at that point, Jimmy Lloyd gets fucked up by the second gear crew, gets put through a barbed wire door, gets fucking, what's it fucking called? It's like powerful, or suplex splash spot that FTR.
The power and glory spot.
Power and glory.
Power.
Yes.
The powerplex.
No.
Yes.
They get that on Jimmy Lloyd. They get the victory. They get the title. Second
new champions. Second gear crew. It's not Jimmy Raver. G Raver comes back. And there's a small little conversation between the two of them, pretty much setting up for what they are considering the 3-cup stuff. Is 2 years later at the same event, but this time against each other singly. It's what they're dubbing as the End Death Match. I don't know what the fuck these two are going to do to each other because they've already done. Like I said, they had a glass ceiling match, which is exactly what you think it sounds like. They've attacked each other with scissors, tattoo needles, whatever you can think of. They've already done to each other. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in this final encounter. So that's going to be on the same show. That's going to have the Shelley and Tom Lawler match. So 2 huge matches already announced for 3-cup stuff. This was mostly story telling more than anything. And to get the belts onto a tag team that needs it. Like Second Gear Crew, again, Mance Warner, Matt Justice. Awesome. I hope they get to freebird the rules, because I'd love to see AJ, Manders, and Effie also get involved in the tag team scene. I think that'd be sick. And from what it seems on night 2, we already have our number 1 contenders, and I'm already drooling over that match.
Oh, yeah.
So,
let's go through the rest.
After that, we thought it was going to be the main event, but we get interrupted by
an impromptu match by Frontman Jaw.
Frontman Jaw and Effie, and I like Effie. I did not care about this match. I didn't give a shit.
This was mainly just to break the tension before the main event.
This was just to get the crowd over, because we need to get onto the main event.
This was a fine little match. It wasn't anything special. It was, it was, again, more building set up for Effie's Big Gay Brunch. That's going to take place during the Second City Summit weekend, along with 3-cup stuff. Jawman, Frontman Jaw.
And
Art. Well, we'll get to that. Just to a nice little coming out for Frontman Jaw, being he's pansexual. Good for him. Congratulations on coming out.
Yeah, he kissed
Effie. Yeah, he kissed Effie and he kissed Alley Catch. So that was all that pretty much. That was a little bit of a buffer match between 2 big moments, with SGC winning the tag belts, the announcement of the Jimmy Lloyd G Raver final confrontation, and before our huge ass main event that we're going to now talk about, because it is finally time after 2 months of build up. It is Nick Gage and Matt fucking Cardona for the GCW World Title. This crowd. This crowd is Hall of Fame worthy for this match.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
No,
we'll get to that on night 2.
That was night 2.
Oh my god, amazing.
A little just quick things here. I have to say, great job on the video package for this one. Very much hyped up the whole feud between not just between Matt Cardona and Nick Gage, but just like the fact of how big of a star that Nick Gage is in terms of just American indie professional wrestling, and just how over it is that people want to work with him to this degree. So I thought that was great. Then we get to the actual match, and like HITKIDS said, the entrances.
No, the entrances, because what Cardona did at the start.
So at the start of the match, of course, because everyone's been building up to the fact, like, oh, fucking Gage is fighting goddamn Zack Ryder. What the fuck is this shit? So, of course, Matt, god damn it, Matt, seeing as he's already the WWE guy, just decides to go full on with it. He comes, first, his WWE music hits, the O radio, Zack Ryder music.
He's already booing.
People are already booing. That gets cut off immediately, and then it's like, always ready. And then immediately Matt comes out the fucking curtain, and he's got security all over him, and for good reason, because people were trying to get at this motherfucker. They wanted it down. They were trying to get a piece of Matt Cardona in this contest, and just like the swarm.
He was playing it so well. He was flipping everybody off.
You could barely see him.
He was literally being mobbed. This shit screamed of Jerry Lawler and ECW to me.
He did.
What I still can't fathom, like, how good Matt Cardona has been with this gimmick, and for all, like, he's the bad guy, but he's helping put this company over with that gimmick, because it's like, this is the crowd that knows what they're going to do. They hate this guy. You want to have that hometown hero advantage for Nick Gage. This was so perfect. Like, again, to anybody that just thinks GCW is a straight up just, they're the CCW of day and they're all their death match and and that. This is long-term storybook telling that the WWE wishes they could get. This kind of heat, this kind of a reaction. So good for Matt Cardona.
I've got 5 minutes, okay, because I'm legit going to have to go at 6:45 a.m. here in the UK, because I'm the Brit and all that.
So
this match was great.
Can I go for higher? Can I go?
Yeah.
This is legitimately in my top 3 favorite matches of the year.
Really?
Yeah. This was perfection. You had Cardona, the ex-WWE guy, the TNA guy, the major, network television star.
The Doll Collector.
The Doll Collector, the hated YouTube personality, the fucking villain in this piece. The guy who all these hardcore GCW universe want to see get fucking murdered, for everything he's been saying and all that. Been saying, I'm the champion GCW needs, I'm the hero you all need. And this crowd are like, fuck no. Fuck you. And then Nick Gage comes out and the crowd goes fucking apeshit. And it got violent real quick. With the lights and all that. Credit to Cardona as well.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to take as much as he did.
Dude, as soon as I saw the fucking shirt and how he was dressed, like, I already knew, he's planning on taking
I thought he was going to take I thought he was going to take, a few, like, tube hits.
I didn't think he was going to take a glass spot. Because, this whole beginning of this match is Cardona pretty much being like, nah, you ain't gonna get me with your weapons. He starts gently hitting him with the light tubes. The crowd are fucking hating him on it because he's being so gentle with it. But then as soon as Nick Gage put him through that glass, this whole perspective changed. Nick Gage starts going at him with the fucking light tube shards. Cardona's on the outside. He played up the fact that oh shit, this is real. What am I got myself into? It looks like he starts crying at one point. He's begging for his fucking life. He's looking at his blood and screaming oh, what the fuck, man? He's starting to realize, oh shit, this is realer than I thought.
There's 2 moments though in this match which will stand out.
He's so good in this.
Moment number 1, when the fuzzy music hit.
Oh Jesus! And then halfway through the match, fucking Fozzy starts playing, and I'm like, oh my god, Chris Jericho's fucking here. Guy in a cloak, very reminiscent to what Matt Cardona did to Nick Gage, gets in the ring. It's clearly not Jericho. He gets fucked up, immediately turns around into a code breaker by Cardona.
He gets a near fall.
Almost gets a fucking close-ass near fall. Then later on in the match, 4-4 Ohio get in the ring.
The moment of the match. 4-4 Ohio get in the ring.
And then Ricky Shane Page comes.
To his own music and everything. So we can roll and everything.
Yeah,
and that's where this shit exploded.
There's a standoff with Nick Gage and Ricky Shane Page. And right then and there, I'm like, what face turn for RSP? And they start going after 4-4-0.
It was the prelude before. I want to mention what happened before then. Ricky's out there because remember, he's still leading 4-4-0, in many other indie companies. They've got all the gold in H2O. But by the way, I don't know if you want to spoil that, but welcome back to a certain someone. If you saw who came back on H2O.
Oh yes, 4-4 finally found Eddie Only. He's been found. He's back. We don't know where he was, but we found him. So Eddie Only. So now 4-4-0 officially all back together. The band is back because it was a sham. Ricky was not against 4-4-0.
But look what happened beforehand, and this is one of my teases for next month in Chicago. Ricky comes out and he's like acting, what the fuck are y'all doing? Listen, we don't like him, but I don't want you fucking helping this doll collector. That's what Ricky was taking the angle of.
Absolutely, yeah.
Why the fuck are you helping this guy? This guy is shit. This guy's a sham, okay? That's what he's trying to play it off like. He doesn't like Gage, and I thought, no, they don't like each other, okay? But there's a respect there, okay? That's what Ricky's trying to say, and he's like, I may fucking hate this guy, but I hate this guy more because he disrespected, the entire business.
But then I believe it's
Atticus who stands up to him.
Which has been the reoccurring story since Ricky lost the belt is Atticus.
Next year. That is next year's spring break match.
I'm guaranteeing by the time this is all over, because Atticus kind of playing Starscream to the transform in like the Decepticon role of being I'm going to come in, I'm going to take over.
And
Ricky's
I
dead.
think that happens next month in September after a certain, which you two will get into tonight too. But I'm gonna have to go. But after a certain thing happens, because I'm going to make a prediction, RSP is the one who surrenders in that match. Well, what does RSP do though to cost Nick Gage the title?
He kicks him in the dick.
Kicks him right in the balls.
Kick in the dick. And that gives Cardona the opportunity to hit Gage over the head with a light tube. And that sets him up for the radio silence. And one, two,
I couldn't believe when the free count hit. I couldn't believe when the free count.
Cardona is the new GCW World Champion.
The internet and then the ring got filled with shit.
That
crowd went fucking riot.
The pictures afterwards are poetry in just wrestling the Cardona surprised and shocked and mortified. The crowd pissed, liquid flying everywhere. Empty beer cans and beer bottles are going everywhere. The ring is mobbed with garbage as Cardona celebrates in the ring, flipping off the fans, showing that he has done it. He is a world champion for the first time in his career, to whatever extent you want to go with that. And the show ends with Gage sulking in the ring. And what the fuck?
Screwed out his title. Screwed out of his pride and joy. Screwed, and the fans feeling screwed.
I will say this though. The response from the fans in the moment was exactly what it was going to be. The response afterwards from the fans was a lot different than I thought. There are a lot more people, GCW diehards, who are all for the Matt Cardona thing. And I think that's because he earned their respect by doing what he did in this match. They're going to play it up. They're going to go along with the whole, he's the bad guy. We hate him. We're going to do that. But there were videos.
They respect him.
Yeah, there were videos of people in the lobby of the showboat after the match chanting for Cardona. So,
That's
what a
the thing.
drastic turn.
He's supposed to be the villain. But they respect him. This was, for me, definitely in my top 3 for matches of the year. I don't care what anyone says. This, to me, was wrestling perfection storytelling-wise. And the best thing is, instead of what many people thought was closing, a book of this little mini-feud, because everyone was thinking, oh, we're building, eventually, to Cage and Moxley. No, because the iron was so hot, this storybook is now wide open. I've got to go.
What the fuck you do next?
I've got to go, but it was.
Thank you,
it
Hit, for
couldn't be
coming
any
back.
better.
Thank
No
you
problem.
for being a part of our 10th episode.
No problem. I will be going. Shout out these 2 guys. Happy 10th episode, and here's to 100 more.
Oh,
If
God.
you make it that far. But this, to me, I think Saya's away from his mic.
Oh, great. He's going to leave me alone. Wonderful.
Oh, what a fucking idiot. I need to get to bed if Mom and Dan come down.
No, you go. We'll figure it out. We'll edit it in post.
God fucking damn it, Saya, you lazy bastard.
Thank you, Hit Kid, for joining us.
Legitimate.
We'll have you on again.
Legitimately, though, wrestling perfection, Cardona and Gage. I'm ordering Chicago's trio, by the way. I don't know if you are.
Well, I probably will. I'll figure it out.
It's like this. That weekend, I'm not doing any core wrestling shit. I'm going to just stay up and watch that. Adam, there is no fucking way I am missing a first time ever in GCW history.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what the word is. Yes. There is no fucking way to blow off a 2-year-long feud between
at
GCW
this point, yeah.
and Northport. Yeah, I will be watching that live. So I will see you all. I will bid you adieu. Catch, I don't know what day you're putting this up. Quick. Well, you can catch me on the HITKID Worldwide channel playing video games.
Yes, give the audience.
You can catch me on the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance Core Wrestling channel. Depending on when this goes up, Dawn of Chaos is probably out, so make sure you go and watch that. I thank you. I love doing all the commentary shit for all of y'all, as y'all know. And I'll see y'all next time. So good night.
Goodbye, HITKID. Now I sit here in silence as I wait for my incompetent host.
Jesus Christ, I didn't think you'd ever shut up. Alright, going on to night 2.
Well, hold on, I want to know what is your opinion of this match?
On what?
And everything and everything that happened in it. You were quiet, you didn't really explain.
I already told you I already liked AJ Gray and Nolan Edward.
No, dummy, of the main events.
Night 2 of Homecoming.
Okay, don't tell everybody about what the main event is. How do you feel about Cardona winning?
It was great. You're really good. Happy for the dude.
All right, before we get to night 2, because it affects night 2, we have to talk about Dave Meltzer for a second.
Ah!
Well, it matters because it's all over night 2. Yeah. Every match starts with Dave Meltzer. So, Dave Meltzer, I'm gonna get the tweet. So, just
you don't have to. I already know what he said. He said, "I know that a lot of people are gonna see this as like a wrestler getting heat and all, but this is such bullshit, and it's just a general disgrace of professional wrestling as a whole." Obviously,
on top of that, because something else that also came out today, really regarding that, was him being a complete and utter liar. If you haven't noticed, he responded to someone on Twitter talking about how he had been told by somebody in the locker room that there were plants in the crowd to initiate the throwing of the garbage, to which mostly the entire locker room, Brett Lauderdale himself, MLJ the ring announcer, and a plethora of fans that were there messaging not just Dave Meltzer, but a few of the wrestling journalists on Twitter who were really just trying to figure out if this was true or not, that, no, that's bullshit. We just did it because that's what we do in wrestling. And they were trying to obviously replicate what the NWO had done in the past, what ECW had done in the past. I understand Bryan Alvarez made a good point, and he had said he understands where Dave was coming from in the sense of, we gotta look out for the safety of the wrestlers. Because you never know, out of the 400 people there, one guy might be the dickhead that throws a fucking battery or an actual glass bottle. I get that. But the way he went about his tweet, and then the following up by blatantly lying, saying that he was told that there were people planted there to do it. The fuck, Dave? Do you have an opinion on this?
The only opinion I have, it's fucking Meltzer at this point, dude.
It's a little, hypocritical to say something like that. Now, granted, there's no social media in the 90s for him to respond, but he's had all this time since then to state his claim about something like this before, like when the NWO did it. But he doesn't shit on that. And it's the same fucking ordeal. And in that situation, there were people in WCW who were hit with actual, full-on beer bottles and stuff. I don't see the GCW crowd being as completely open and a family as it is, maliciously trying to hurt Zack Ryder. But the way he went about the tweet, calling it an embarrassment and saying that he's ashamed and all that jazz, it's like, what the fuck, bro? Are you really saying this right now? Are you just trying to undercut GCW because it's not your precious New Japan? It was a fucking stupid tweet to do it the way he did. And was he not expecting this to be the response out of it? By the way, GCW shopmerch.com, grab the Dave Meltzer tweet.
Yeah,
shirt.
no,
I will be getting one.
No, why? See, that was my whole fucking problem to fucking begin with this whole shit. Instead of leaving it as it is, and you could tell from this crowd, what does it do for anyone by making this shirt and then saying fuck Dave Meltzer? Alright.
Because we're the outlaws.
Outlaws of what?
Of wrestling.
This is bullshit!
I love it. I love the idea of, give it back to the guy. Because he shouldn't have said what he said. Because it wasn't, if he would have said, looking out for the safety or well-being, he deliberately attacked the fans and said, you guys are embarrassment. This is all an embarrassment. This is all a fucking sham.
Fans are
and then to go, yeah, but then also to go and, yes, but then also to go and pretty much lie about stating that you had information from the boys in the back when all the boys in the back pretty much said, none of us fucking talked to you.
Meltzer lies all the fucking time.
Yeah, I know, and this is why I don't, people need to stop listening to Dave Meltzer. He's not credible. I've never thought Dave Meltzer's credible. The reason I like a Sean Ross Sapp or a Bryan Alvarez is because guess what they've done? They've wrestled before. They've been in the ring, in locker rooms, around people. They get the business, so I will respect what they say. But Dave Meltzer is held in such a high regard because he's the 5-star guy.
Alright,
and he's a fucking bumbling idiot.
Alright, I don't fucking necessarily agree with this that, you can't talk on something if you haven't done that.
No, he has his opinion. I'm not going to attack him for his opinion. I'm going to attack him for the way he went about his opinion. He could have said it in a much better way, and we wouldn't have had the backlash we had. It's the way he worded it, which is the issue for me.
I am just so honestly used to him saying bullshit on a
But then you
weekly
shouldn't
basis.
be surprised that GCW is going to be the guys to be like, all right, you want to go after us? Well, we're going to take a pot shot back at you then.
I'm not saying I'm surprised. What do we gain from this? Because at the end of the day, he's still going to have his legion of fans, and you guys are still going to continue to do what you do. So, what is the issue here? His tweet doesn't automatically.
Yeah, but the thing is, his tweet then, all of the goodwill that comes out of the Cardona thing on social media, all this hype, the fact that they were trending #1 in the United States over the UFC, by the way, and the Olympics, was GCW. For him to go and then do that, all of that kind of gets brushed under the side because it's Dave Meltzer and he has this huge platform. So, fuck GCW. They're a goddamn mud wrestling show. It's like, dude, they're on their biggest high right now. Why even say anything? Because now people are just going to see that, and now that's all they're going to think of is, this is the Meltzer tweet and all this other junk, and how dare they do this and how dare they do that. And, like, there's so many fans who don't know about, like, the ECW and the WCW riots, where this was kind of a norm in the 90s. Like, again, this goes back to the general consensus of wrestling has to be this way and only this way, and everything that tries to go against it is the bad one. It's like they were on a huge high. This kind of just undercuts it a little bit. He should have just not said anything, and everything would have been okay.
Look, all this thing did was reaffirm shit that I already know. Is that Meltzer, at the end of the day, is a fucking moron. However, fucking wrestling fans are marks. Day in and day out.
We're all marks. But, like, to go and be like, oh, that's an embarrassment, and, like, and to be like, oh, that's so they could have hurt someone. Like I said, like Bryan Alvarez made clear, yes, there is always the possibility of the one guy that wants to ruin it for everybody by trying to legitimately hurt them. But I've been around these crowds, and a lot of these GCW crowds are the same people over and over again who know and have been around not just the shows, but the wrestlers themselves, because it's such an open community. I don't think anybody was trying. If you saw the things that were being thrown, it was empty water bottles and red Solo cups. Nobody was intending to hurt anyone. They were trying to make the statement. Literally, this happened 2 years ago with Ricky Shane Page, and he didn't say anything then, and social media was there. Why this moment?
Look, if I give people a little bit of advice, is to A, stop listening to everything that Dave Meltzer says. Yes, he reports shit, and yes, he's like the biggest name when it comes to reporting wrestling shit. It doesn't always mean that everything he fucking says is correct or factual, but also, just like, the only reason why he has that much power is because people like GCW give it to him to begin with. Like, just stay on your fucking, just stay, I hate to use this thing because it sounds like I'm insulting them, but it's not, like, stay in your lane. Like, people will see the good you do by watching your product. And I know that Meltzer seems like a big name and is like, oh, why say anything? But again, he's like one person. Alright? You'll still have that fan support by the end of the day. So there's really nothing gained here from either side, which is why both sides look fucking stupid by the end of this.
He started it.
Alright, you motherfucker. On to night 2. Start off.
GCWshop.com, get the t-shirt. Go ahead.
Don't get the fucking t-shirt!
Get the t-shirt.
Singles match. Big Breakfast, Jordan Oliver taking on Jack Cartwheel. Pretty enjoyable singles match.
Yeah, I stepped away for a few during the scramble. I wanted to ask you your opinion, because I know you're familiar with most of the people that were in that scramble.
Don't ask my opinion on fucking Oliver again, dude. Don't do it.
No, I know your opinion on Oliver, and we've already talked about Dante and Shane Mercer and Kogar, but I wanted to ask you your opinion on what you thought of Jack Cartwheel.
He's alright. He's fine. Why is his name Cartwheel?
Because he does cartwheels.
That's stupid.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
He does cartwheels, so he's Jack Cartwheel.
That's your.
I don't know. It seems pretty self-explanatory to me. I don't know.
That's your fucking gimmick, is that you do fucking cartwheels?
Everybody does a bunch of shit. He's
fucking
dippy all over.
Bronson Reed does cartwheels, bro. Fuck.
He's the Colossal.
Keith Lee does cartwheels sometimes.
He's a jobber. Jack Cartwheel is very impressive, very entertaining. I enjoyed this match.
Jordan Oliver did a chop block. in this match.
He did, and I was like, so happy. And then he didn't go for the pin, and I was pissed.
He targeted the leg throughout most of this because it makes sense. You can't do a cartwheel if you don't have a fucking leg. But you didn't win with the clout chaser cutter or whatever the fuck he calls it.
Oh, he won with a figure 4.
Won with a figure 4. So, adding new moves to his arsenal, I like it. I was more impressed by this match than I was with his Davey Richards match. In that one, it looked he got very much outclassed by Richard, but he held his own against Jack Cartwheel in this contest. So, good for him.
Being too mean on poor Jack Cartwheel.
I can't get over the last name, dude. I can't.
He's Jack Cartwheel.
Everybody does a fucking cartwheel.
Not as good as Jack does it.
Oh my god.
Also had pink hair compared to this first night.
I thought he had pink hair in the second one. I mean, the first night.
No, night 1 he had blonde, and then he was pink.
This is... Man. Right.
Old Jack Cartwheel. So yeah, I enjoyed, again, just like the first night, very quick, very fast-paced, opening contest, get the crowd going. This crowd not as big as the first night, because, well, one, this show was at a 5 o'clock time and not the 8 o'clock time that night 2 had. Also, this night, in the same sense as Fyter Fest, great show, all in all, but not as impactful as the first night with what happened. Obviously, that main event on the first night was the...
I mean, they had a pretty good hot ending segment, so I'll give this show that.
The ending segment of this show was very hot with what happened, but we'll get to that. But again, also, I don't think... There's a lot of these matches that I think were just kind of like, whatever, here and there.
They're kind of...
But still a fun show.
Yeah.
I think the second match up next, though, was one of, if not match of the night.
This was my match of the night, easily. Fucking
Starboy Charlie and Jonathan Gresham.
Oh my goodness, just 10 just wrestling fucking glory.
Again, it's a match like this that keeps me stating GCW is not just a deathmatch wrestling company. It is a company for all wrestling to exist. Because you would think, maybe a few years ago at a CZW crowd, you gave them this kind of a match, and they're going to shit all over it. But this crowd, this GCW family, are so open to all kinds of wrestling because they want to support the wrestlers. They were so hot for a pure wrestling match. And that's what this was. So technical. I didn't know Starboy Charlie was as good as he was when it came towards the technical prowess. Jonathan Gresham, of course, just a fucking godsend to technical wrestling.
So fucking good. Everything he does looks good, feels good. Probably doesn't feel good for Charlie, but feels good for me and my fucking wrestling monkey brain.
And what a fantastic showing for Starboy.
I came out of this thinking, like, this dude's 18. Imagine how fucking good he's gonna be in, like, the next 5 years. When he's fucking 23! Like, that shit's insane to me.
Yeah, and he's already this good.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And crazy enough, he gave Gresham just as much, and I was like, wow.
He hit a fucking middle rope twisting moonsault. Oh, dope
that
as
was
shit.
Nuts. He took a lot of, like, crazy, like, elbows.
The fucking running forearms that Gresham did. Oh
he
my!
Just laid them in.
God, dude.
Charlie looked like he died, but no, he is still in this, kicking out, and the crowd is just on fucking their feet for this one.
Oh, so good. Gresham gets him in like a reverse Indian deathlock, where she just pulls back on, and it looks painful as shit. Gets the victory there. Gresham gets...
Yeah, that was nuts. I was like, what the hell? He got up and he starts bending himself backwards, and I'm like, There's some really good leg manipulation in this one, where Gresham is just working on Starboy's foot. Really good wrestling right here. Yeah. Really, really good wrestling by one of the best going today, and one of the best that's going to be within the next few years. Charlie has such an upside.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If there's anything to take away from this weekend, is that very much people need to be on the lookout for Starboy Charlie.
Absolutely.
He's already got it, and he's only going to get more of it as he continues to get older. GCW Tag Team titles on the line. The Second Gear Crew defend against Dante Leon and Ninja Mac.
Yeah, so this match was Second Gear Crew are going to kill these two guys.
Yes.
They're going to do a little thing. They're going to do a little stuff, but we're mostly going to kill these guys. And for the majority of it, it's mostly Ninja Mac and Justice and Mance. Dante is there in spades, but Dante really didn't do much in this match at all. Nah. It seems that this had started over a Twitter thing between Ninja Mac and the Second Gear Crew. I wasn't able to find too much about that in the short time that I was trying to figure it out. So it looked like there might have been a little bit of heat there. I don't really know what the deal is at that or in that situation. And I'm a big Dante fan, as I've mentioned before, so I was upset not to see him do more.
He did like a fucking cool ass like swan dive.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
he
cool.
Jumped right into the crowd. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But besides that, he really didn't do much else in this, which again, like I said, very upsetting because I'm a big Dante Leon fan.
Nah, he pretty much took the brunt end of the assault from the Second Gear Crew.
But the takeaway from this is pretty much the what becomes the closing end of this. A doomsday chair.
Oh my god! I forgot.
On the outside, Mance Warner has Ninja Mac on his shoulders. Matt Justice goes to the top rope with a chair and clocks him over the skull. And as I mentioned earlier, it has kind of been pretty much confirmed that when Ninja Mac fell, he had cracked his skull.
Ow.
So it wasn't off of the chair shot, it was him falling onto the rough wood floor. It seemed, because if you notice during a little bit of a portion of this, kind of broke a little bit. The crowd got a little silent. You could see in the left-hand bottom corner a bunch of the staff and the crew coming out to check on Ninja. At this point, it's just kind of a 2-on-1 handicap. Dante's alone by himself. He's doing whatever he can, but it's mostly Mance and Justice at this point, just murdering him. They win with the same, the power plex. And then it was over. So clearly, I don't know if that was the intent, that this match was supposed to end that quickly. I'm assuming not.
I just want to say, hope Ninja Mac's fine. Hope he's alright. Very much don't want to see anyone again get injured, especially when you have someone who is as talented as he is. Like, you want to see him thrive in professional wrestling.
Well, especially because, like I said, he's working with AAA right now.
Yeah. With that said, I need to see more of that Doomsday steel chair spot. Need it more.
Oh yeah, no. It's like I said. I don't think the spot itself was executed well. It was the landing that was the cause of the fuck up. So this in a different situation, I think this can easily be prevented, and it can keep going. Like I said, Matt Justice and Mance are now with those tag belts. Just let them hold the belts forever. Just let them continue doing this style of match where we're just gonna beat the fuck out of our opponents. It doesn't matter who they are.
Well, Adam, if by the other tag team match on tonight says anything, they might not be holding onto those belts for much longer.
I don't know what's gonna happen there, because fuck, that match already is a cream in my pants for what's gonna be going on in that situation. So, kind of an abrupt ending to this tag title match. It started off pretty good. And then, like I said, Ninja Mac got hurt. They kind of rushed to the ending on Dante. That was the end of that. And we move on. So hopefully Ninja Mac, good wishes. Hopefully he's going to make a full recovery and he'll be fine. Enough said on that. Yeah. Next
match. Chris Dickinson taking on Cesar Bononi.
This match sucked.
It did not suck.
I was bored.
Look. Cesar Bononi is very much new to the independent circuit, alright?
No, this is his first independent
Yes, this is his first independent wrestling match, alright? He's got to start somewhere. Chris Dickinson is the perfect opponent for him because
no, 100%. I love Dickinson. I've said this before. Dickinson is a consummate professional. I mean, he tried his best with the after promo speech, being like, "Sorry, dude, I can't help you right now because this crowd was brutal towards Caesar."
Yeah, he's just very basic right now. But I believe with more experience and with more matches with guys like Dickinson and all the other guys on the indie, if he's very serious...
I think the issue is that you look at his wrestling style is just not...
And that's what I mean. It's like, I think the more experience that he gets from this, and if he's, like, really serious about it, I think he can eventually, pick it up, in a sense. Or at least come into a style that's his own.
I just wasn't into this match.
No. Well, I thought it was alright. I thought Cesar Bononi had a sick-ass pump handle throw used on Dickinson. Dickinson, just powerful and just picture-perfect, just great-ass wrestler. Because he was giving a lot to Bononi, but also looked like a killer as well. He was tossing around the big man like he weighed nothing. He had some fantastic kicks. He got the win with an ankle lock on Cesar Bononi. So Chris Dickinson coming back, getting the victory there. After the match, though, unfortunately, we had gotten the news that Chris Dickinson's grandmother had passed away.
Yeah, she had passed away, then I believe the night before night one.
Yeah.
And he gave like a really emotional speech stating that his mother told him to be there with them because being there was going to be the support system that he needed. Pretty much getting on his knees, thanking his grandmother for pretty much everything, really. For the reason why he did all of this, why he's still a wrestler and all that, force for him. A really nice little moment, the crowd giving a round of applause for him. A really sweet little post-match for Dickinson. And again, as we've said a few times on tonight's show, condolences to the Dickinson family for their loss.
Absolutely. After that, we get a death match between Atticus Cogar.
Yeah, Joey Janela, the bad boy. Yeah. I loved this match.
I thought this was boring.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was.
I'm so used to Joey just going balls to the wall with everything he does. This just kind of seemed tame to me.
Really, but the amount of I've never seen Joey go through a spider web before. Like I said, on a general basis, this is the kind of death match that GCW usually does. Like nowadays, their shows are very wrestle heavy, some comedy stuff. You get a death match that's usually in this vein. I think having it within the same days as the main event of night 2 and the 2 outstellar death matches from night 1, this was clearly the tamest of the 4.
Yeah.
But I still thought there were some really good spots. I loved the triple skewer spot onto Joey. Which
that was crazy. Took 3 fucking things of skewers and just jammed it into his head.
I thought that was really sick. I thought the glass spots were really nice.
Yeah, the fucking opening glass spot where they drop kick each other into the glass panes was pretty cool.
Like I said, I thought the spiderweb moment was really cool. Again, it had moments. I didn't think it was boring by any means.
I don't know.
I mean, Joey still got that crowd on, in the position that they needed to be. Atticus completely over as a bad guy. Joey, of course, the hometown hero. Well, not hometown, but home state.
Of course, being hero. The AEW guys gotta go over.
Well, this was a story that was coming off of their last GCW show when they were in Texas, when Atticus assaulted Ricky Morton.
I know, I'm being an asshole.
So, it was what it was. Again, this was the match before intermission type deal. It's what they kind of do. They do the death match, intermission, whole ordeal. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite match of this night.
Again, I just think that comes with me. Like, when I see Joey, like, I expect something, like, bat shit, and I don't think... he did crazy stuff in there, I just don't think, like, it's nothing I haven't
Well, I do
seen
believe
before.
this is also Joey's first match as well since the concussion scare, wherever it was, back in AEW. Like, he hasn't been wrestling for them for a bit. I think this was his first real match back since then. So for it to be a death match, I wasn't expecting him to do too much. Of course, they had to save a lot of it for the main event and what had happened the 2 nights beforehand. So I don't think we were going to get a crazy-ass death match in this sense.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's an AEW star, you don't want to take the risk of him getting really, really hurt. So for what it was, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Joey going Hollywood now.
But then, yeah, we get our intermission afterwards.
And then we get a tag team match. That didn't go
And then we get an impromptu tag team match. This was not on the original card.
Iron Beast beat the shit out of 2 young children.
Yeah, Cole Radrick and
Braden
Lee take on Iron Beast in what was dubbed a number 1 contenders match, essentially, for the tag belts.
They beat the shit out of these two!
Yeah, this was mostly a squash, but not a squash.
I mean, they got in some offense, but for the most part, they were just... Oh my god, they were beating the shit out of these poor 2 dudes.
This match was fine. Obviously, it wasn't anything big. It's just Iron Beast even more over as they are. They are still undefeated in GCW as a tag team.
Give them the belts!
It's more than likely probably going to be at the next show, which is not 3 Cup stuff. The next time GCW is on the road will be in LA, actually.
Oh, no shit!
So, yeah, they'll be, they will be in LA for the next event at the Ukrainian Culture Center in Los Angeles, California on August 7th.
I have to see how far away from you guys.
One of the first matches announced is Chris Dickinson and Starboy Charlie. So I'm assuming that's where the tag title match might happen. If not, they might save it for either the 3 Cup stuff or the Art of War shows that'll be taking place in September in Chicago.
That's an hour drive if I wanted to make it. But
hey, go to your first GCW show, experience it.
I might.
But the next match,
Calvin Tankman taking on Ruckus. This match was.
I was expecting a lot more from.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
It did not go very long at all. I was a little disappointed by this. This was one of the matches I was really looking forward to, because Ruckus can still go, and Tankman is a fucking beast, and he's amazing, and he should be MLW champion, but he's not, whatever.
Tankman's my dude.
So, I was kind of disappointed that this match wasn't all that long. I mean, Ruckus got his shit in, Tankman got his stuff in, and then it was kind of just over.
Yeah. Tankman hits a back elbow to the back of the head.
His back elbow is so gnarly looking.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's so sick.
He pretty much decapitates Ruckus. He gets the victory. Nothing really much of note happened, like, at all, which sucks.
Yeah, like, I didn't hate it. I just didn't think it would lived up to the hype that I thought it was going to have.
Yeah. But after that, we get women's competition for the first time in both of these nights. Alley Catch taking on returning Penelope Ford.
Penelope.
The best spot in this whole match was the beginning, where Penelope does the fucking splits, and then Alley just...
Oh my god, Alley just fucking boots her straight in the fucking head.
The fucking head.
I love that.
That was great.
I thought Alley continues to prove to me as one of the best women on the indies right now that hasn't gotten a shot anywhere. I don't know why. I'd love to see her on a Dark or an Elevation someday, or an Impact. I think she'd do really well there.
Yeah, I'm very surprised.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I'm very surprised that no like big company has tried to sign her yet.
Like she's so money. Like she gets her character. She's very over with the crowd. She's got very good in-ring ability. She's one of the more like larger type women, which isn't very popular. You don't see a lot of in mainstream wrestling, so that would add a different, element to a women's division. Maybe like an AEW, or she can go mess shit up with Jordan Grace and Impact or something like that. I think that'd be sick. Penelope was Penelope. I don't think Penelope is bad. I don't think Penelope is all that great. She's really good at the character work. I'll give her that.
Yeah, this match was kind of messy.
And then, of course, there's the wooden board spot.
Yeah.
That just didn't want to fucking break for these girls.
No.
And then they tried to break it together, and it still wouldn't fucking break. No. And I felt so bad for them. So, Alley Cat doing her own version of the springboard, like, lethal injection, which, like I said, for a woman her size, was kind of impressive to see her do. There was a really funny spot where they fought to the merch stands, and I didn't even know fucking Kip Sabian was there. But he was there, and they almost put Penelope through the table with that, but Effie and Kip start telling him, no. Effie tries to get involved at one point. He gets booted in the face by Penelope. Penelope tries to go for her lethal injection 2 times in this match. Both are countered by Alley Cat, one into a really nice German suplex. The ending comes. No, there's a Muda lock that was applied in at one point. I thought that was going to be the end. Allie's able to grab the ropes on that one. But then Penelope kind of wins. I was not surprised because it seemed to be the case, except for at least in the Cesar Bononia department, that all of the outsiders were getting victories. This is Penelope's return to GCW as well since getting signed by AEW, so I wasn't that surprised. I thought Allie would have won because they really push her a lot. But it was messy. But again, I didn't hate it. It's kind of what you get when you watch a Penelope match at this point.
I thought she had a really good match with Hikaru Shida one time, but that was like it.
Like, I like Penelope a lot. I think she has great personality and presence, and she gets her character well. But she tries a lot of stuff, and that'll give her too. She does try a lot of stuff. She had a really cool triangle, like, knee buster on the apron that was really sick to Effie. Which I want to see her do that more in AEW, because I don't think she's done that yet there. But you know what you're getting into when you watch a Penelope match. It's not going to be very pretty looking. And this was another one of those cases. The board spot, I think, really affected them a lot. But, again, the crowd was into it. That's the one thing I give these GCW crowds is, like, they'll shit on something when they shit on it, but, like, they will support you even if you botch.
Yeah, they very much stick with you. Like, they don't point out your flaws unless they don't fucking like you. Unless you're a heel.
Unless you're Cesar Bononi.
Yeah. But,
Penelope won. I'm trying to remember how she won. Because I think it was
Fisherman
suplex, yeah.
Because they were distracted after the table spot, and she took advantage.
So it was like a little bit of flurry right after that, and then Fisherman suplex, Penelope gets the victory. That was the end of that, and then we move on to the main event match of the evening.
I'm gonna say this. I enjoyed this match a lot better than I enjoyed the fucking Alex Colon match.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there was a story in here?
It seemed like it, yeah.
Well, we didn't announce, but on night 2, after the Drew Parker and Colon match, after he had initiated the challenge for Colon to come to Japan, Drew had gotten on the mic and said 2 years ago, the last thing I did here is I fought Jimmy Lloyd and he beat me. So, Jimmy, tomorrow night, I want you one-on-one. Let's rev it up again. That's what we got here tonight. Jimmy Lloyd taking on Drew Parker in the main event. No titles were on the line, I don't believe.
No, it was non-title.
But it was a regular old death match, and
fucking
syringes.
There were a lot of
fucking syringes.
The fucking syringes, yes, but there were also a lot of other fucking spots in this match that looked like featuring my favorite, probably one of my favorite spots of the whole fucking weekend. So yeah, the syringes were very much a thing in this match. The fucking one where he put it through Drew's nose was fucking...
Yeah, what the fuck? That was so disgusting.
Gnarly as
holy shit.
There was a point where Jimmy hits him with an apron powerbomb that looked kind of fucking sick. There's also a point where Drew Parker has like a bundle of light tubes on the back of Jimmy and does a swanton bomb on top of it. That was pretty dope too. A fucking... I don't know what you fucking call it, but it looked like Jimmy did like a fucking middle rope pile driver through glass.
Oh,
and
yeah,
fucking
what the hell?
Drew kicked out at fucking 1.
1 count.
Yeah, that was sick. Again, probably like one of my favorite spots of this whole fucking weekend. Fucking Jimmy has a ladder set up, and both men are on top of it. And Drew's on the other side. Jimmy's on like, you know what I mean. So Drew just goes like sunset flip off the top of the ladder through the glass, powerbombing Jimmy through the glass. Fucking that shit explodes.
Shatters.
Oh my god, the visual of it. Like, me talking about it doesn't do it goddamn justice. Like, you have to see it in order to get the full picture here. Because it is so fucking brutal looking. But, of course, Drew Parker, being the way that he is, had to fucking top himself. Said, how about I simply swanton
on the glass.
On the glass!
I will simply just put myself... You know, putting him on the glass didn't work. So how about I put myself on the glass, and maybe that'll work.
To his credit, it did.
It did. Some fucking how. But that was the end of this one. I really much... A lot of glass in this one compared to the other death matches. Like, the fucking ring was covered in glass. I was watching them while the Broom Boys got in there pushing the glass out, and it was like wiping down dust off of a shelf. It's like, holy shit, the glass gets pushed and it's like, oh, there's the canvas again. Not as bloody compared to the Cologne match that had happened before, but the amount of gnarly spots and creative spots.
The creative spots.
Yeah.
And the story I thought being told here, especially with the ending where they just fucking bash each other, they bash their heads in with light tubes and then hug it. I thought
I loved that moment. They were like, "Yep, this is like, fuck yeah, we're deathmatch guys."
Yeah, I very much enjoyed this a lot better than the Cologne match. If nothing else, I thought the story was a lot better told in this one.
This was my favorite match of night 2. Second only to Starboy and Gresham, but of course my preference is always going to be the death matches, as you know.
Yeah, man.
And like I said, glad that Parker's back. I don't know how long he's back for. I hope he's back for a while, because I need to see more of Drew Parker in GCW. I need him in G-Raver. I need him in Cologne again, please. Him and Atticus will be amazing when that happens. So I'm very glad that Drew Parker's back, because he adds that almost that Jeff Hardy, Darby Allin-ness to the deathmatch scene that there's not a lot of. A lot of them are just kind of like the basic, like we do the deathmatch thing, we do a few moves here and there, but Drew has that cool factor, so really cool to see Drew Parker back.
Yeah.
And really cool because at one point I do remember, like a few months ago, he was on the WWE's radar, and I was very worried.
So, after that,
throughout the whole night, we were told by MLJ that Matt Cardona's lawyer, Smart Mark Sterling, was going to be addressing the crowd about what had happened the night before. And he was coming, and he was here. And just like Cardona, the amount of heat that he got, and he played this up even more with the microphone, demanding that the guys get back in the ring to brush out the debris and everything. He starts calling for the crew. He gets in the ring. He's trying to read off.
I'm not getting in this fucking ring until you guys get all this glass out of here. And you know what? Fair to him.
Yeah, fair to him. Exactly. This man is a dignified lawyer. He is a gentleman of the Justice Department. How dare these terrible GCW fans disrespect this man and our current world champion, Matt Cardona, the king and god of true deathmatch wrestling, and of course, the ECW original himself.
Oh my god. So, this whole thing is like building up that fucking smart, like, Mark Sterling came out here. He's going to speak on the behalf of Matt Cardona, current GCW World Champion, because apparently he had something to say.
The crowd are not letting him have it. They start chanting Nick Gage.
Where'd it go? You
guys could say his name.
You could say his name.
Great shit there. Great shit by Mark Sterling on that one. I loved that. That made me laugh.
And so, he pulls out the note. We've been hyping this up all night. Like, what did Matt Cardona have to say? So he pulls it out. He says, this is verbatim. Dear GCW Universe, fuck you. And that was it.
Amazing.
That was the whole thing.
I fucking love it. I love it. I love everything about this. I can't for the life of me believe that Matt Cardona is in GCW, let alone the world champion, and let alone doing some of the best work he's ever done.
Yeah.
And Mark Sterling, for all the shit we give him for how they use him in AEW, he's really, really underrated when it comes towards his mic work. He gets what the gimmick is. Over under how long it takes before Jade Cargill shows up in GCW with him.
Oh my god!
I'd love that. I'd love it if she was like Cardona's like muscle. That'd be some fun shit.
Oh my!
Why not?
Could you?
Why not?
Oh my god, that'd be great. That would be great.
Because she would get such nuclear heat as well, and she knows how to play up the character even just as well as Cardona and Sterling do. I think that would be a really cool, like, little tandem to do as well through the little independent scene here in GCW. And it would give Jade some more spotlight and, work on her craft. So, yeah, that's the big note, but that's not all of it. There's a lawsuit now in play, Bahia. A lawsuit.
He said that originally we were going to put a lawsuit on, GCW and, after what had happened to Matt Cardona, he said that would then reverse the decision and put the belt back on Nick Gage. So actually, we're doing you a favor here. So instead, we're suing all of you,
all of the fans,
fucking people,
you marks,
you fucking marks.
At this point, the crowd starts to throw garbage back. Mark Sterling being like, I see you, and you're sued. I'm going to sue you. Oh, and I see you over there. You're sued. And I know it was you. And, he's playing this up so well. Of course, playing off of the crowd shit and the interaction. And of course, also, I gotta think, tongue-in-cheek wink at the Dave Meltzer deal. Suing the fans for endangering Matt Cardona with what they had done the night before. Really good shit.
Yeah.
And then the bells toll. And here comes Nick Gage with a chair.
With a chair in hand.
No, it's not. The reason I say with a chair, because it was the only way I knew that it was Nick Gage, because these fans were eating him alive. All I could see was him holding this fucking chair up in a sea of rabid GCW fans.
It wasn't as bad as it was last night, where he had to, like...
He literally had to say, "Get the fuck out of the way, we only have this amount of time to fight TV. I need to get to the goddamn ring.
To the fucking ring!
I get it, guys. I love you too and all that, but I gotta get to the fucking ring."
So, he gets in the ring, Mark's like, don't
hit me,
or I'll
because
sue.
I'll call
sue.
the cops.
He's like, Nick, if you hit me, I'll call the cops. Which is like,
and it looks like Nick's about to say, "Fine, all right." He puts the chair down, and he just fucking clocks him in the face, gives him the face wash.
But of course,
and that's the end of the Smart Mark Sterling's part of the night. Because we don't know what's gonna happen next with Cardona and the belt. He was celebrating in Disney land like he said he was going to, because he's the real world's champion, not Nick Aldis. It's Matt Cardona, our true ECW original. But that's not the end of our show. Oh, no.
Nope. RSP and 440 are out. They're pretty much
in full effect. It's
for the
first time in GCW, the full group is back together.
So
all 6 of them out there, Nick Gage, face to face. There are no words said. Is a standoff.
Yeah, there look
here
like
comes Alex Colon.
And then fucking second
gear crew.
And then here comes AJ. And then here comes FE. And then
they're also part of second gear crew.
Yes.
Second gear crew is Manser, Justice, FE, Manders, who was not here, and AJ Gray. So it's 6 on 6. It's a full on. We got even numbers.
Let's go.
Everything's even.
And then we get a big brawl, and they all go. They chase away the Ohio fucks, and
those fucking assholes.
Gage gets on the mic, calls them pussies, asks the crowd what they are. Pussies.
They say pussies.
He's like, so how about this? How about my murder?
I can't fucking believe this either.
My murder, death, kill gang goes up against you pussies in a motherfucking War Games match.
And officially, Art of War, as of today, has been officially changed to Art of War Games, September 7th, in Chicago. The first ever GCW 6-on-6 War Games. It is 2021, and I don't know what world I'm living in.
That match is
I don't know what they're going to do, because GCW has never done a cage match, to my knowledge.
All I know is that this is going to be nuttier than probably any NXT War Games match there's ever been.
This is going to be better than any Cage of Death ever was. Like, this is, if not, say what you want about your LIJs and your Bullet Clubs. 4-4 Ohio is the best heel group in indie wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Ricky Shane Page is so good at being a prick. And so are the rest of them. And then on the other hand, you have the literal 2 greatest deathmatch wrestlers going today in Colon and Gage, and 4 of the best top talent indie wrestlers in the world in the 4-man and second gear crew. I can't see how this match goes wrong. I don't know what we're going to expect. I don't know if we're going to actually get 2 rings, or if it's going to be more like Lethal Lockdown, where it's like 1 ring. I am baffled by the fact that we're getting a War Games in an independent wrestling company in 2021. GCW keeps winning.
And hopefully they'll be able to win going forward into Art of War Games. Definitely going to be checking that one out when that comes around. But this podcast is almost 4 hours fucking long, so we're going to stop right here. Obviously, Hey Kid left. we already gave you the information. You know where to fucking check them out at. So that just leaves Adam!
Yes.
Do you have anything substantial you would like to say before we end off this podcast?
Yes. Like I had said, this past weekend was a huge deal for independent wrestling. And going forward, GCW is going to keep pumping shit out. And, they have all this Matt Cardona thing going on. We still don't know what's going to happen with Jon Moxley, when he's going to come back. Nick fucking Gage is going to be on national TV in a few days. Please support these people. You look at somebody like Zahaya here, who is not the most, he's not the biggest indie guy in that sense, but he watches these shows because he sees the potential in what's happening. And I want all of you to do the same. Even if you gotta pirate the show, fuck it, I get it, money is tight. It's not, it's not possible for everyone. Even though these shows are very cheap to get on Fight TV, go out of your way to try and find and watch these matches. Get used to these guys, because like I said, these are the guys that are going to be pushing forward the wrestling scene in the next few years to come. These are the guys that Dark and Elevation are going to be focusing on. Do yourself a favor and watch some real wrestling and not the shit that happens on USA and Fox. Please do yourself that favor, because it's going to rejuvenate your love for what wrestling is, because those crowds do it and the wrestlers do it, and you can help them by making that happen. And that's all for Bong Van Dam this week here on the Wrestling Four Corners podcast. Ricochet's not in pants anymore, sadly, but he's also not on Raw, so who the fuck cares?
Yeah, but you know what? You know what is in pants?
No! Fuck it! I quit! I don't want to be here anymore! I hate Doc Gallows!
This has been the Good Brothers Podcast, and we will see you next time!